Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to EVO Japan 2020. I'm Vicky Kitty, joined by...
And I'm Kuro Ken, and it's a wonderful day. Day 2 here. We had a 3,000 capped tournament. We're down to the last 700 strongest players in Japan. And of course, we have some overseas players as well, such as Mr. E. But up next, we got a treat for you. Most popular for his pop-off at Civil War, I would say, and the Donkey Kong, Hikaru versus Kon.
I'm really excited too because I've seen Hikaru play for the last few years, and I feel like he's leveled up as a player exponentially. So to see him here, repping so many different characters. I know he's started playing Pokemon Trainer, sticking to the DK. He's played of so many different characters back in the past, but here we go, already starting game 1, no playing around here, versus Kon, the Lucario.
So yeah, with the DK, his patent DK, I know that definitely with that explosive power, we haven't seen as much of DKs here in Ultimate, so I'm glad that Hikaru still repping the character.
Yeah, it's nice to know he's definitely one of those players that you consider sticking to the character loyalty, but already so explosive with the back air, taking out the first stock with only 30 seconds down on the clock.
And definitely sealing out real quick. Kon playing Lucario, who don't want that aura built up at all.
Yeah, it's nice to know, of course, Hikaru also making it on the most recent PGR, and talk about destruction, Ken!
Yo, is he gonna land though? It's keeping him up in the air the entire time. Hikaru let this man down. Keep on slapping him away. You know, it's just once Hikaru is able to get Kon into the air, it's just having him return to the stage, it seems nearly impossible. Thanks to the pressure applied by Hikaru again in the air, almost getting clipped by that punch.
Yeah, he's doing really good at just catching Kon's landing here. Finally, the up air, though, managing to take out Hikaru's first stock. You know, despite such an explosive start for Hikaru, Kon at least taking out that stock.
Now playing a little bit more defensively here is Kon, and definitely rightfully so. Looking for those right openings, just to tack on that damage on Hikaru. Great counter there, almost taking him out as well.
Yeah, the aura is powerful, but the slap into up air and another up air following through. He just did not let Kon land.
Kon, you're not going to be able to challenge that big head, man. Sorry.
He couldn't. I mean, you know, on Town and City too, you have all these platforms trying to mix up your landing, but Hikaru just didn't let him have that opportunity.
No, that was right. I mean, Hikaru, just the endless pressure from him and catching every single landing, even if he was able to return to the stage as well, just getting hit by that B. Hikaru definitely showing that he's a top-level player over here in Japan. I wonder if he's going to switch a character here. It would just it'd be great to see. Oh, nope. Looks like he's going to go ahead and stick Donkey Kong and Kon with Lucario here.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about earlier how Hikaru does have a plethora of other characters that he has played with on stream between Pokemon Trainer, Wario, but DK sticking to the true from the last game too, the double back air. Not going to get a grab there, Kon going for the air dodge.
And, you know, great use of the down B in the air, you know, greatly buffed in this game, able to follow up on it as well. Oh, it's just the aura, not enough there. And, you know, even with the aura, that, I have to say, that up B is very difficult to control.
Ooh, with the down air contesting him out of that up tilt. Calling out the jump and the grab, Hikaru all over Kon.
Kon, I think he's going to have to hold the shield just a little bit longer. Able to make it back, doesn't get clipped. Okay, now it's his turn. Get that extra damage, but going to take a fist right to the face. Aura gone, depleted.
Hikaru's just doing so well, landing and punishing Kon's landings, but here we go, Kon retaliating back. Gonna get hit by that up B.
And Kon, despite that previous game, still remaining insistent on trying to catch Hikaru on his landing as well, challenging him in the air, actually gets a stock off with that aura sphere.
Yeah, really good awareness on his part, knowing that Hikaru's horizontal movement was a little bit limited there. Although he is getting hit by these back airs. I like the high recovery though, knowing that what happened last time, whenever he gets to contest Hikaru by the ledge, he does not want to get put in that situation, rather just getting that stage control instead.
You know, it might also just be, you know, a lack of matchup knowledge here. You know, just not realizing that Donkey Kong, despite his big size, his aerials come out pretty quickly, especially that back air.
Deceiving. Oh wow, it looked like he definitely tried. Oh, but the tech DIing into the stage.
Oh, but it takes a fist in the face for his troubles, but I gotta say that was hype. I think that slowdown actually did help him realize that he'd have to attack on the wall there.
Yeah, whenever it comes to the freeze frame, especially on this stage, it gives enough players time to just DI into the stage so that way they could preemptively buffer the tech. You have a pretty large window at that point. So, but, you know, at the same time, it also allowed Hikaru to react to what he had to do next, and that's why he was able to take out that last stock pretty convincingly.
Well, great job for both players there. Up next, it looks like we have Paucity Man versus Ol Morty. And I think Paucity Man was recently on the PGR. I can't recall correctly. No, he's definitely on the PGR.
We've seen a really strong display from him yesterday. I believe he does play Fox. He is one of the players that people do talk about when they try to enlighten like other people about how Fox is in this game. I know Light, you know, getting 10th on the PGR, representing Fox himself, seems a little dwindled by how the character has changed from the last game into Ultimate. But obviously the character's still providing how strong of a kit he has. Obviously a little bit different, not going to be going for the same silly things that we would have seen from the last game.
The drag down forward air, for example.
Thank goodness. But but instead, the up smash, man. The up smash actually reaching the platforms, also followed up by Nair. We're going to be seeing that a lot, and we saw that actually from Paucity Man yesterday. He's getting it quite consistently, aside from just the tech chases, the empty hop pressure by ledge into back air. His timing was phenomenal.
You know, it also helps that, you know, this game is greatly faster, you know, a lot higher pace. So just like those tomahawk grabs, I believe that's what they're called, and of course the pressure and the rushdown characters have, I think, a little bit of an advantage in coming into this iteration of Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, and I know people have been looking at Paucity Man for quite some time. I mean, taking out sets off of Shuton and T. Of course, the tea that you sip, not, you know.
I was about to ask which tea. Both of them are actually in attendance here. We saw T, the Pac-Man, on this stage here yesterday. I don't know if we're going to be seeing him today or not, just because of the number of pulls that we're having today.
Yeah, honestly, wouldn't be surprised. Day 2 here at EVO is always the craziest, I would say. You know, day 1, we're kind of weeding out the DQs. We're also trying to figure out who's still in the game. But whenever it comes to day 2, you got the upsets going on. We're basically narrowing the entire tournament down until the top 8 for tomorrow with the grand finale.
You know, I have to say that day 2 you know what, not probably. It is my favorite because that's when, as you mentioned, all the upsets happen. And of course, that's when all the hidden bosses come out too, the online warriors, when they're finally able to make it out to their event. And Japan, EVO Japan in particular, being one of the bigger events here in Japan, we're going to hopefully see quite a few of them.
And that's what I really like about the Japan scene too. We were talking about this quite a lot yesterday. The amount of character diversion there is, just in general, the amount of characters that you find in the scene is insane. You know, tiers don't exist in Japan. You know, what you would consider to be a low tier back in the US, you see players taking crazy sets with those low tiers, quote unquote.
Cool.
So, you know, you can't be sleeping on anybody or any character that you happen to fight here. And that's honestly what I like, that excitement of what is going to happen. And you can't predict it, despite, you know, the analytics and the numbers going against how characters work elsewhere. That doesn't pertain to here.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's actually caused some sort of discussion as well on Twitter and other forums of like, how is Japan so inconsistent, quote unquote, on that. You know, a lot of the top players here kind of switching places in the top 8. It seems like sometimes they're not able to make it. If you remember Earth and even Kuro sometimes getting knocked out in the pools of certain brackets and tournaments and having to go to the amateur bracket as well. Of course, to go on to win it, but, you know, it is quite... The upsets are real here in Japan.
Yeah, talent pool here is absolutely insane, and that's probably going to be the one highlight thing that I could talk about here is just seeing the different players that I'm also just not used to seeing just really come up with some insane things that you just wouldn't really see otherwise.
Yeah, and I think that also has to do with like the online infrastructure here in Japan. I think the internet infrastructure is quite good here in Japan, but also, of course, Japan is a very small country, and thanks to that, a lot of the players are very close to each other. So the netcode is excellent, and online is a great way to level up. You'll find amazing players online that you've actually never even heard of in a tournament. I mean, it could also be the fact that they are changing their names online, but we also have the SMA Mate, which is I guess, the Anthers ladder of Japan, and that's quite used as well, and the players are very, very good on that ladder.
That's really cool to note. Just being able to get that practice in, despite if you can't, you know, go to a tournament here in real life, you at least get that Wi-Fi practice too.
And I would say every region in Japan, every major region at least, has these Smash gatherings. So we have Hokkaido, Okinawa, Osaka, Nagoya. You know, everywhere you go, even if you're traveling Japan, you could definitely stop by a Smash event. Everybody getting in that practice and communicating to each other, sharing all the tech. And one of the things that might not be more well-known, I should say, is the content creation for the Smash players. You know, Zachary, Abadango is quite prevalent here. They just use other platforms, streaming platforms. We have multitude of them here in Japan, and a lot of them are using the other streaming platforms. So the content creation is real here.
That's super important, too, just being able to share tech that way with your followers and with people that support your brands. But I believe we're already getting it down. Not going to be a button check here. Oh no, it is.
It's definitely a button check.
I saw him throw a grenade at him, and then suddenly backers were flying. And even when it comes to button checks, their faces seem so stone cold and serious.
You got to send that message. You know, right there you saw how Ol Morty there actually just threw the grenade. That was for the mental damage.
The mental.
Just to be like,
you see what I could do? You see what I could do? Get ready, man.
What I saw earlier, I think it was Anti actually was on doing the button check, and the other player was already scared. He was looking at him like, oh, by the tech that he was displaying during the button check. You never had that player that's like, you know, shaking their control stick real fast. And you're like, oh, man, what is this guy doing?
Oh, man. Throwback to the time when people would button check and they would just do perfect pivots. Nothing else, just perfect pivots.
Never use it once in the game, but like, you know what? Oh, man, this guy's got
no,
this
you
down.
take one stock and then suddenly you start perfect pivoting across the stage, but they never perfect pivot anymore.
I think, no, that's important, too. Between the stocks, you know, back when they're on the platform, you're like, you know what? This is the talent. This is the showcase.
My dominance.
Yep. The movement showcase. Okay, Paucity Man going with the fox here. We got Ol Morty here with, the snake, the leopard skin snake. Definitely one of the better costumes, I got to say.
Oh, yeah. Showing it off.
Keeping it fashionable. Destroying your opponent here.
All in good taste. All right, already stuck by the ledge. Getting that air dodge behind the C4.
And I'm already liking the style of Ol Morty already with that forward smash. You know, that's a move you don't actually see a lot from the snakes.
Yeah, that was definitely a good call out right there. Try to go for the dash grab. But this is the pressure that you would see from Paucity Man. The dash back into grab.
I mean, I'm really liking Ol Morty's snake already. It seems like a very movement-heavy mix-up type of snake. Very technical here. All right, Paucity Man here already. Unfortunately, Ol Morty air dodging on the stage, going to eat a forward smash right to the back of the head, losing that first stock here. And we got Ol Morty taking his time. Maybe take a little bit of a breather there on that platform. A little break can go a long way.
Oh, the shield on the grenade. And I like the patience to display from both of these players. Although Fox could be quite explosive and could be overwhelming in your face, you can see Paucity Man also just slow. Oh, wow, the tech after getting hit out of the Cypher. So completely off guard. He is following up with these double up airs.
Yeah, I think we're also seeing Ol Morty here kind of trying to duck beneath the lasers, but gonna lose another stock for his trouble there. Trying to follow up with that down air. Definitely not the most safe move in Snake's arsenal.
Yeah, definitely not. And the up smash being able to take it out. Already, Ol Morty with one stock.
I think he might have to get a little bit more aggressive with these grenades here. Paucity Man not allowing him to breathe right now, but we got the up tilt. That thing's dangerous.
Yeah, calling out the jump right in front of him. Oh, does the rising down air, doing that quite some time, and even getting a good amount of shield damage for it too earlier.
He definitely went for it again, but it did lead to the lost stock earlier, but it doesn't seem like Ol Morty has learned his lesson yet. Gonna have to mix up the incoming, returning to the stage from the air here.
Falling from the Cypher into back air, getting that grab, Nikita coming through, but Paucity Man getting back to the stage with the up smash.
Yeah, that's the one thing I noticed is Ol Morty would kind of just like run in his face and not really put up the shield there, kind of waiting for Paucity Man to kind of do any sort of action there. So Paucity Man, of course, taking advantage of that and just doing the up smash right in his face, taking game one.
Yeah, pretty convincing game one too. With 2 stocks on board.
And it looks like Ol Morty wants to run it back, says it's a fluke. They're going right back to PS2.
I like the acknowledgement too. Both of them kind of smiling at the same time. Good sportsmanship.
Is that the poor sportsmanship? Or
yeah, that's I consider, I guess, good sportsmanship or oh man, I messed up.
Yeah,
the nervous chuckle.
Or that kind of like look you give them, the elementary school smile where you're just showing only your teeth. They're like, they give them the yikes. Like, oh man, it's going to be tough.
The run it back look. All right, staying back on PS2 here. Although jumping on top of Paucity Man, I mean, we're already seeing the amount of damage coming through. Again, another down air out of shield.
I'm not sure if this is the best thing to do here, but Ol Morty's the one with the controller, not me. That's why I'm here on the mic. It might prove faithful to him one day here.
Oh, the Nikita in the wrong way.
Yeah, sometimes that happens with trying to pull the grenade there, try to do a B reversal.
Oh, but the up smash coming through.
Yeah, just the quick falling neutral air there into this up smash. Closing out that stock. Here comes the damage, the juggles.
Too many juggles. Grenade not really helping him out there, but at least the up tilt coming through, not going to be able to do enough to take out Paucity Man's first stock, which is what he desperately needs now. Ooh, but the sour spot up smash at least helping him out. The Cypher as well, and another up smash not letting Ol Morty land.
Yeah, this is harking back to the previous match with Hikaru and Kon. I mean, just let this man land. Okay, now had the chance to throw grenades, but decides he wants to go close quarters combat. Might better suit his style here. And I believe Fox might be tall enough, I'm not 100% sure, to get clipped by the C4 if he's underneath the platform.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And you know, Fox, of course, not even considered medium weight or heavy. He's definitely on the lighter side. Almost getting hit by the up tilt. And I like the attempt on trying to go for the crouch. Of course, down tilt also sets him up for that crouch, but the up smash.
Oh man,
you know,
that was a quick one.
I saw what he was trying to do with the down airs out of shield. That is his fastest out of shield option. I believe it is frame 6. But it just wasn't really helping him out in that situation. Paucity Man was doing a really good job at just not spacing himself, but also being able to get the up smash out of shield, pulling the trigger, and just taking out basically all of his stocks with that. Yeah,
his conversions were definitely on point and I would say, most definitely optimal in almost all the situations there.
I'm not surprised one bit, especially with the showcase that he gave us yesterday, but he is going to be proceeding through bracket nonetheless. Really strong Fox. Definitely got my eyes on him. I know some people have been talking about him back at home as well. So I'm actually really excited to see if he could travel a little bit more so that way he could showcase Fox, so we have more representatives for the character.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the Japanese players, I think there's just, the few that come to mind, the ones that travel internationally. A lot of them do stay here in Japan. It is a little bit more difficult for them to get time off, and funds are limited. And, of course, the big time difference as well when returning. It's like you lose 2 days, basically,
literally,
right, on the flight back. Yeah. Okay, it looks like up next we have I'm here, of course, a very strong name, and versus Yoi.
Now, we did see I'm yesterday as well. And I was taking some notes, actually. His name came up quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm was definitely one of the stronger players there in the Smash 4 days, and still remains one of the strong players here during the Ultimate iteration as well. Of course, with a lot of the players having so many different pocket characters, I should say, it is a little bit difficult to point out which character that they're using. And I want to take a time to note that he put shield on, actually, on the D-pad.
Interesting.
Yeah, just on
the D-pad?
On the D-pad.
I do believe on the Japanese PR, he is ranked number 30. We saw his Joker moving yesterday, too.
Yeah, Joker being one of the more popular characters once he came out. The DLC characters, Joker in particular, we've seen a lot of success. First, it seemed like, MK Leo only, but now we're starting to see the Jokers start to reach that potential. It's the Arsene.
Arsene. Big Daddy Arsene on board. Always a scary situation. Such powerful aerials, but the damage output is what is the most scariest to me, honestly.
That man is a menace.
Absolutely insane. One of my favorite top tiers to watch as well. I feel like his playstyle is very interesting. No bias coming from a Persona fan here.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry. I already bought Royal and played it in Japanese.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So,
I'm ready.
But, talking about he's taking sets off of players like Ken, Home, Raito, and both the T's.
T and T.
So...
There's got to be a different way to, acknowledge them. The tea you drink and the tea.
I don't even know. Like the letter T, and then you got the tea that you drink. Either way, both really talented players playing two characters that very uncommon, but it's full potential between Pac-Man and Link. I believe Im was also a pretty solid player back in Smash 4 as well. I do believe he played Sheik. So
yes.
being able to see him play Joker, not surprised one bit. Joker kind of gives me that vibe as well.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate for Sheik in this iteration. It has to work so hard for the percent, has to work so hard for the kill. And earlier, V-Run was mentioning that of the hitboxes, just trading instead. And fortunately, Sheik just doesn't have that damage output to be trading like that.
Yeah, she does not. She does not want to afford to get into a trading situation. It's quite unfortunate. Also, just a light character overall. Another button check. A lot more than I'm seeing today compared to what I saw yesterday.
I think it's a little bit more serious this time, but also I have to mention this is the character select has a button check for a lot of other FGs, but it's that crossover between the other FGs and Smash where other people started to do button checks. DC was mentioning he started to see a lot more button checks once we saw the introduction of Smash at EVO.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. I actually did not know the history about that.
So we see that a little bit of that cross-pollination, and even though you can do button checks at the character select screens, people still let it rock. Got to see that character animation when you push those buttons. Feel a little bit better, a little bit more confident, but it looks like we're going right into the first game. Im versus Yoey here, using Mii Sword Fighter.
Mii Sword Fighter, actually a character we saw yesterday as well. Of course, you have the conversions from the tornado into the up air.
Oh, he's throwing out those CDs there, those chakrams?
Chakram, yeah.
Yes.
I like the CDs though.
I mean, now they're just sitting in my basement. We got Spotify. Throw them out, make use of them.
Yeah, all right. The album, but I don't want to have Arsene taking up my playlist here. The back air coming through, taking the jump.
And already the Tetracon says, get up again.
He can't do anything. He used his jump, but another Tetracon. What could you do at that point? The triple Tetracon coming off stage after you use your jump. I mean, I'm taking full advantage of that bad situation that Yoey put himself into.
And it was so clever, actually. Yoey actually was a little bit late on the follow-up with the up air earlier, and Im was using the Rebel's Guard just to build up Arsene so early. And I think we're going to see Im do that a lot, especially with those chakrams. It takes a little bit of time to recover after throwing it out there. And another deep back air, going deep for it. Man, this one is going to be a quick game if Yoey can't turn this around right now.
Yeah, these ledge guards, honestly, coming from Im has been absolutely insane. Catching Yoey off guard. Another down throw. Not going to get the double back here, though. At least trying to get back on stage.
Yeah, I like the grab attempt from Yoey there, just mixing up his options there at the ledge. Let's see if he's able to recover here. This is dangerous, but the gun rain. Not yet.
And still stuck by the ledge, just trying to figure his way back. The gun down, and at least Taibi coming through to at least have that hitbox above the ledge to try to push Im away. And he's just not been able to play the game essentially here. I'm holding 3 stocks, only 87%. Finally managing to get back onto the stage and maintain stage control.
All right, now we're actually seeing Yoey here getting a chance to put a little bit of pressure on Im. I'm trying to fish for a hit here. The gun rain, is that going to be enough? Nope, not yet.
He's trying to go for the cross-up right there, but the grab coming through. Yoey actually punishing the landing on that, finally taking the first stock, not letting the first 2 stocks of his character falter him.
I mean, Im had the right idea with that gun rain, just it's a golden rule, just keep abusing it until the opponent actually punishes it, and at that time, Yoey has shown that he has learned to go around that gun rain.
Exactly, and of course, risk and reward too. He was able to afford to risk that stock. Starts powering through that gun too. Not gonna mess up his recovery, but Arsene is ready.
Yeah, he had to wait just a little bit longer. That Rebel's Guard, he can hold it for quite some time.
Oh, narrowly missing that up smash. Stuck by the ledge again and jumps right into that back air. Good call on Im's part.
Yeah, I see a lot of top players, they'll kind of just, when they realize that they have shook the opponent, they'll just dash back and forth a little bit at the ledge and they know they're going to jump or roll. It's one of those 2 options.
Yeah, the panic jump too, especially when you're trying to force your way in. When you have Arsene out and his back is towards you, you already know what's coming with that rising back air.
And of course, we saw the gimps as well. Usually, with Joker's throws, there's not too much to fear in particular, but in that case, if he goes off the stage, he's very, very afraid of being gimped again with the Tetracon.
Yeah, the Tetracon coming through, especially to clip not just his up B, but his side B too. There's only really so much that you could do, and if he catches himself jumping right into that Arsene back air, that's it for him, at least when it comes to his jump, so he has to be very wary.
All right, Yoey go into Final Destination here. Might be a little bit better for him if he's throwing out those chakrams a little bit more. Or the gun rain. Yeah, it doesn't immediately snap to ledge there, so Im has a chance to throw out the gun rain and get on some extra percent there if he opts to go for the side B.
Ooh, I like the up tilt weight right there. Conditioning tool just to see what Im was going to do. Actually calling him out, and with the patience, actually was trying to predict if he was going to try to air dodge to the right.
And right now, it looks like the game is in Yoi's favor, at least in percent, but we do have Arsene coming out now. Nice catch there on the side B, reading that jump there.
The air dodge, though, back onto the stage. Not going to find himself back on the ledge, though. Maintaining stage control, rather. Chakram colliding with the side B.
Yeah, going to have to be careful of that side B. It looks like Arsene's side B wins it out, but the Tetracon, what are you going to do?
He can't do much. I mean, other than try to recover up high, it still gives Im enough time to react to that and even do a Tetracon up above, too. But quite unfortunate for Yaoi.
And once you get hit, you're forced to recover from lower.
Yep, but the up air at least trying to even out this game, doing a lot better compared to the first game that we were seeing.
Try to go for the extra movement there on the gun. It doesn't get it, but still able to pop there. Nice drag down conversion, getting 54%.
Ooh, try to contest him on the ledge, but the patience from Im allowing him to hold shield and get that grab.
You see the gun rain here, able to make it back. Try to mix up the option there with the attack from ledge, but I'm ready for it.
Yeah, not gonna get that cross up. He is gonna find himself getting grabbed instead. Chakram coming through. I love how they traded right there. Of course, Yaoi getting hit, but managing to reflect the side B back at Im.
But that's going to give him a little bit of time to get at Arsene as well. We're going to see Yaoi throw out a lot of those side Bs, but also has to be careful of Im's side B.
Exactly. Ooh, but the Chakram allowing him to get back and mix up his recovery. This time not going to get countered for it.
Yaoi lives another day, has a chance to bring this back here. Gonna have to watch it. All those back airs just to get mixed into the forward smash.
Could be tricky too, of course, since he does do that lean back. He could honestly narrowly avoid you trying to hit him, as you saw him try to approach that fair.
Yes. Okay, nice. Using the side B actually just a little bit above the ledge there to make his way onto the stage while giving Im a little bit of damage. Chakram gonna leave him in too much lag to be able to dodge that neutral air. Im has a prime opportunity, misses it.
Ooh, the reflect back at the EHA. Got that gun down into back air.
Fortunately, not able to punish it that time.
Ooh, actually landing on top of him after jumping.
The courage on this man. Just go for it.
Super tricky too. I mean, mixing it up between doing the normal get up attack, and now the jump from the ledge, trying to keep Im on his toes.
The gun rain not going to have enough stun for him, but of course the jump from the ledge going to get clipped there. Yaoi dropping down from this bracket. It's unfortunate, but I'm being a top player. It's just like he just had too much of the beat on him that time. And of course the Tetrakarn. If he had Arsene, that menace, that bully.
I know. I mean, what can you do at that point other than try to mix up how far you're going to recover back to the stage? It's like, you're still giving him enough time to react. Quite unfortunate when you have a hitbox on your recovery, you are going to get susceptible to getting hit by that counter. Of course, not just by Tetracon, but by any counter. But we all know how large Tetracon is anyways.
Oh, that move, you know what, Nintendo? All right, that's all I'm going to say. I'm trying to keep my job.
Is that and the reflection on projectiles too, aside from just trying to counter hitboxes, it could also reflect projectiles back. So
I believe it did get nerfed, but it was quite situational, almost to the point where it didn't really matter. I believe if it took a certain amount of damage, then it would just go right through the Tetracard. I'm just from the best of my memory here, I could be incorrect, but it was just so rare.
It's like dipping your toes in the pool before it's, you dip in a cold pool, start trying to see if this is the right move or we're going in the right direction here. But definitely that move could be quite tricky to recover, at least when it comes to mixing up. I do think that was a way better game compared to the last game. Definitely was able to showcase a stronger neutral, I would say, staying at least on stage and not hanging out by the ledge as often we saw in that game 1. So at least that awareness right there definitely helped him out improve. Did a lot better of a job in that game 2.
And it's just sometimes, the nature of tournament, right? During free play, during the casuals, you're able to learn and try out different things. But Unfortunately, sometimes you can't exactly do the same in tournament, and with just 2 games, sometimes it's just not enough time to be able to adapt to, especially such a high player such as I'm.
Exactly.
All right, up next, it looks like we have Kishiru and Murasato, or Murasat. Of course, Kishiru, also a very popular, strong player here in the Japanese scene.
And currently ranked 58th on the Japan Power Rankings. Pretty strong player. I do recognize his name from Smash 4, but in Ultimate, I do believe he does play Pikachu, which, of course, shout out to Isam, who's been doing a lot more Pikachu videos on YouTube, and even is getting a translator, so that way he could push the meta for Pikachu in Japan as well, for the players that are trying to push the meta for Pikachu here. You know, you got to help out everybody, you know, so that way your character could be as broken potential as possible.
You mean busted. Busted.
Pika nice. Pika busted.
That's right. You know, with the content creation, definitely helps out everyone, you know, rather it's an international, local, you know, just push out that content. If you're thinking about making content, just do it. It's great for the scene overall.
Yeah, I believe Kishiru is also considered the best Pikachu in Japan. So that's how you know we're going to be seeing some stuff going on here. And, of course, you have Murasat, who is playing Ice Climbers.
You know, this Ice Climbers, we don't
really get to see it. Yeah, there's actually 2 characters that Ethan plays. It's funny.
Oh, you're right. Characters. You're
Both
right.
of them. But, yeah, no, we actually don't get to see this character that often. Of course, not surprised one bit to see any character here.
And, you know, the stuff that we see on Twitter is just so fearsome, you know, coming out of the Japanese Ice Climber players, you know, the ones that are online. But I wonder if they actually came out in full force today.
Yeah, the ones that you usually see the combos online, but you never really get to see them play out in tournament. So I think that's the scariest part of it, though. You know, you see the potential, but what if you end up being that clip that is posted
you know
on YouTube?
No, thank you. I'm just going to stay away the entire time.
All right. Going straight to Final Destination.
All right, this is going to be a matchup that I'm not so, you know, familiar with here.
Understandably, again, this is not a character that you would get to see that often, but still a character that is a menace.
Yeah, and
D-Sync already coming out.
And I could see that, you know, Kishiru probably might not be that familiar as well. You know, not much percent on the Ice Climbers right now. Already 69% here on Kishiru.
You see, he's trying to stay away. Just trying to figure out a way to get in without having to overextend. There was a few times right here, Murasat actually doing a really good job with his parries, preventing Kishiru from going in.
Again, watch it. Yeah, you can see Kishiru kind of playing it just a little bit safe here, rolling away, trying to approach with the Thunder Jolts here in front of him, just to make sure the approach is a little bit more safe. Oh, but hanging out on the ledge just a little bit too long. The ledge invincibility runs out because over 100%. And Murasat actually getting that first stock. Uh-oh, are we going to see it here? The first Twitter combo? Oh, but you know what? Almost.
If that ice block actually had connected right there, that honestly could have been very deadly for Kishiru. Of course, he is already down a stock, at least getting that forward smash right there. What can he be able to do? But the high recovery not allowing him to get that follow-up on the back air.
All right, we can see just a little bit little tiny hits on the Nana here. You know what? I'm not 100% sure. Are the characters flipping this costume? Popo and Nana?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. We get it.
Yeah.
We get it. I don't know if it has to do with the color, you know, to display. If it's a Nana, I'm pretty sure the second one is Nana, and then the first one's Popo.
All right, rolls on a ledge here, just staying away. It looks like Murasat completely comfortable with, you know, playing the long-range game, you know, walling him out with these blizzards here, and with the D-Sync as well. Already coming into effect.
And almost breaking his shield, but still catching him. You have nowhere to go. You think you're safe.
How do you get out of that?
He honestly, he held shield, and his shield was so small that he panic rolled, understandably, but you already saw Murasat was ready for him.
Yep. With the D-Sync, you know, just one of the Ice Climbers in shield just in case from the ledge get-up there, the ledge get-up attack. The other one was able to approach with a smash.
At least
finish it off.
Was able to get that back air going on and at least take the first stock, but still at 150. Pretty tough situation to be in when you're on your last stock. Here we go, another D-Sync. He's just trying to recover here.
And that was already a close call there. You know, it could have been a spike from that point.
Yeah, you saw that fair try to come out
Yep.
too. Down tilt.
Is Kishido just trying to end the stock, you know, just get the pressure off of him, but I think that's going to be it. Pikachu, not the heaviest character. Murasat taking it over Kishido.
This is intense right here because, honestly, we were just talking about it. Kishido is considered one of those players that is, you know, top 50 in Japan, one of the best representatives for Pikachu, but it doesn't look like Pikachu could really, he doesn't have the hitboxes necessary to deal with both Popo and Nana. You know, he could take care of one, but at the same time, these trades that we're seeing between these players, it's not in Kishido's favor.
No, not at all. You know, it seems like he has advantage just for a little bit, but then, you know, Nana comes out of nowhere with the excellent skill that Murasat has over the Ice Climbers, able to shift it back in his favor right away. I know the thing is, the camera was just panning a little bit on Kishido. I have to say he looked a little bit lost, just as lost as I am. I'm not 100% sure what he's going to do here to overcome these Ice Climbers, these demons.
I do like this stage, though. At least having Town and City platforms to try to mix up his landing. I feel like he was very limited on the last stage, and now he's going to try to figure out a way to at least come back without having to get ledge pressure that we saw in the last time when his shield was so small, looking like a Skittle, and then getting hit with that smash attack.
Yeah, also the verticality, able to get around these blizzards, these walls here from Murasat. Uh-oh, watch out. Yeah, did not want any of that pressure. Gets out of there real quick.
Yeah, it's just completely negating the jolt, too.
Yep.
Of course, what Pikachus love to do is keep you in your shield, forcing you to shield that jolt, and then coming in to see if you're going to jump or even go for a grab, but it's just not providing the opportunity for him to do that. Instead, he finds himself getting grabbed into the D-Sync.
Whoa, almost with the footstool combo.
Relax. It's still early for me right now. Time difference, hitting differently.
You know, we were just mentioning, you know, the verticality of this level, the platforms helping to get around this wall, but I just saw earlier that even with because of the desync, Kishido was able to get around Popo and Nana, but just Nana actually was able to get out the side B while Popo was in stun. So still making it safe.
Honestly, instead of just covering 2 options at once, he's just covering 3 instead. Look at that shield pressure. And the parry, not gonna be able to get anything off of it just yet. Kishu's still in the game here. Just playing a lot more patiently, trying to figure out his footing. Gets caught with his landing right there on that platform.
Again, a big wall here. Maybe realizing that Pikachu does have the space, can get a little bit of the extra height due to the platforms here, but gonna get down smash inside smash for his down throw.
Yeah, that was quite unfortunate just because of that desync. He did get grabbed, but confirm into that smash attack, that down smash, of course.
You know, excellent DI there from Kishido, just DIing away as far as possible.
That was fantastic. That early back air, too, not only hitting Nana, but allowing him to hit the end part of Popo's end lag on that twist.
And even the desync from throwing the projectiles all the way across the stage.
All right, got the triple.
Triple. Wait, the platform could have helped with the quadruple, but oh no, Nana. It seemingly like just fell down there.
Kind of fell to her demise, too. It looked like she was actually going to land on the platform, but just narrowly missed it. Good position for Kishido. Murasat, though, now not going to be able to go for the desync combos. Instead, gets the jab lock. Kishido continuing this pressure on the platform.
It's going to be a little bit difficult to make that way back, but forgot about that side B there. Might be able to win out a lot on Pikachu's trades.
Landing right on top of him. Of course, that hitbox relatively larger than what it looks like, but catching the landing on the forward smash.
You know, and just alone, it seems like, you know, the Ice Climb's projectiles are not that strong, so Kishido just perfectly comfortable with just, you know, short hopping, full hopping, and using the jolt.
But still, look at this pressure, despite Nana not being on board, still taking out the stock nonetheless.
There you go, no punish there, nothing fast enough perhaps, just opts to go get Nana back. Now both Ice Climbers, we got an honest, well, we got a game here.
Yeah, you never know what could possibly happen with Ice Climbers too.
Catching him on the way down, this is looking like a free-for-all match.
Ooh, gets the drag down, and the shield poke right there on the down smash.
Oh no!
He fell off stage and got put into free fall. That was quite unfortunate.
Yeah, it was quite unfortunate there. You know, I guess that side B there just lasting a little bit too long. Maybe it sometimes has to do with the camera kind of panning up, right? It's kind of difficult to see how close you are to the ledge, where you are exactly. So maybe just flew a little bit too much to the left and fell off.
Yeah, honestly, it looked like he slipped past the ledge. Unfortunate, but, you know, again, we take those. We're going to be seeing a Game 3 now. Kishiru really played that at a different pace. I would say a lot slower of a pace. I guess trying to figure out his footing against Popo and Nana.
But of course, since Murasat won the first game, it is his stage pick. So he does have the advantage here. I wonder if well, he did win on Final Destination, so we're probably not going to go back there. I'm sorry, I did not see where the stage select where we were going here.
Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if it's the run back. Oh, no. Oh,
you know what? There you go.
Okay.
Yep, Final Destination.
I was saying, I wouldn't be surprised if we got that run back. We got the Final Destination pick once again.
Kishiru just learning a little bit more about the matchup. Had 2 matches to learn. Let's see if he can turn this around.
Well, I like the hop right in front of the shield to get that grab. Forward tilt didn't do much right there, but at least pushed him away so that way he could get back from the ledge.
I think that D-Sync was just a little bit off, able to get in. Kishiru showing a little bit of mastery now over this matchup here. Able to get in, knows when to get in that quick attack for the damage here.
Wow, look at the change of pace from Kishiru. Doing a really good job at actually taking advantage of Murasat whenever he tries to go for the landing instead. Using the jolt now to send back the ice blocks, landing him with the Nair into down smash.
Looks like he's able to get past these walls. Murasat not changing up that strategy though. Still staying consistent on approaching with the side B and those walls to wall out Pikachu. Is that going to be enough though?
Now we have to see, wow, approaching right out of the jolt into the up smash and another fantastic parry from Murasat.
It looks like the jolt is actually able to take out one character from the side B there, and now Kishiru knows with that little bit of knowledge, throws out that forward smash.
Utilizing the jolt right here, forcing Murasat to stay grounded, hold shield as he has to try to find a way to close in that gap. He does, though, with the up airs.
I'm really liking that Kishiru's now looking to get in underneath the ice climbers. We saw earlier that up smash, it goes right through their side B approaches.
I like that recovery, actually. Opting to go for the ledge, kind of like a juke, making it seem like he may have gone to center stage, but wow, that up throw. Retaliating back right from the heaven platform into their up air of their own. Murasat getting the grab.
Okay, it looks like the D-Sync was not off in time, so Nana just standing by, cheering for Popo there.
Wow, the attempt on the ledge trumpet to back air. A little mistimed right there, quite unfortunately, but still manages to get the stock without taking too much damage on their own.
You know, I have to say that setup was really dirty. That Blizzard to keep the opponent locked in place and with the D-Sync go right into the grab. They're locked in.
Absolutely insane. And good Kishiru actually doing such a good job with his jolts. I'd say utilizing it a lot more now in this Game 3. He's trying to call it out, but you see Murasat actually trying to call out the jump from the jolt with the up airs and the fairs.
I don't think that was the safest approach there. Nana not getting back in time.
Oh
no, it looks like... Oh, what?
What the footstool?
What the?
I want to say that wasn't on purpose, more so just to try to get back into the stage, but still kind of putting Kishiru in a pretty tricky situation. He's frozen. Where is he going?
You know, at the edge there, it kind of looked like that forward air actually clipped Pikachu. Of course, not getting the meteor or the spike, but looked like it tacked on that percent. That was a little bit of an odd exchange there. Uh-oh.
Oh, out of one mistake, you try to approach with one forward smash, and you actually misspaced it. That was quite unfortunate. He took that because of the misspace on the forward smash.
And such a beautiful sequence there from Murasat. Almost a complete reversal from what we were seeing earlier on in the game. And it looks like now that we have a real game here. Back to the 1-1.
Had to get that one last hit on the Nana. Despite the stock being gone, he was like, all right, man. So in there, calling out the jump again. I like how Murasat is actually taking advantage of the fact that Kishiru is relying a lot more on jump jolts.
Now going in on the jumps. Oh no, this is not looking like a good situation for Kishiru, but gets out.
Look at that damage going on for Murasat, and wow, out of the hitbox too.
You know, he had to go for it, but of course, capturing Nana instead, and just going right above, right into the clutches, or should I say the hammer of Popo.
never safe. I mean, he was doing such a good job in the very beginning of that game, honestly, controlling the pace of the match until the very end. I feel like he got a little anxious. I feel like he really wanted to get in and, you know, going for these unsafe recoveries back to center stage. When there's no platforms, it's like you can't really, you already know, your opponent knows where you got to go. You're going only in one direction. If you're not going towards the ledge, you're going to be going towards the middle, and he had so much time to react to that. Yeah, quite unfortunate, but still fantastic gameplay from both these players. Of course, we're going to be seeing some more Ice Climber action going on more in bracket today.
Yeah, and it is just a treat to see Ice Climbers actually, you know, winning a game out here, not just online, but we're going to see more action later on today. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back, so don't go anywhere. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to EVO Japan 2020, Day 2 at the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate stage. My name is Kuro-Ken.
What's up, you guys? Vicky Kitty here. And yeah, we got some more actions, guys, for you coming up really soon. Something really exciting, actually, that we have on the screen. I know we were talking about the amount of character diversity that we got going on in this tournament and how tiers don't exist, right? Ken, why don't you tell the audience back at home what we're about to see on stream?
Right now, we are about to see Keisha versus Ferret Kuma. That's definitely his real name there. And it looks like Ferret Kuma is actually a Kirby player.
Yep, Kirby player who I believe had his breakout tournament at Umabora SP7, where he took sets off of players like Suinoko and Altelier, just using only Kirby, and I believe he even placed like 17th at the tournament. And of course, we have Keisha,
who is the Snake player here. And I gotta say, this matchup just looks so strange. It's like Yellow Cream Puff fighting this grown man here.
Can you believe this is Smash Bros. At its finest, though?
All right, let's see it. How is Kirby gonna approach this matchup here? Of course, having such a small hitbox, being able to duck underneath the grenades, maybe we'll give a little bit of a mobile advantage to Ferret Kuma.
Yeah, also the fact that he could hold down on the crouch and low profile whenever C4 is on the platform. I do believe C4 should not be able to reach him when he is crouched below them. Ooh, he does manage to catch a grenade, but having to forcibly hold shield there so that way the grenade would not blow up on him, and Keisha would not be able to get the follow-up, but still, you have to remember Kirby's such a light character that that up tilt is going to be killing relatively early. Ooh, but the trip on the down tilts.
Now that trip does not work every single time, but when it does, they have to be ready to follow up. Just going to go ahead and steal his power there.
We got Kirby with facial hair. You know, and that's actually insane because you have to remember the multiplier on Kirby's special. The grenades actually proving to be quite annoying, even for Snake to deal with.
And it looks like Ferret Kuma might be actually a little bit knowledgeable of Snake here. You know, knowing when to throw the grenade and knowing about the shield tech as well.
Yeah, having the grenade at the ready whenever he has to hold shield just in case Keisha wants to approach an aggressive option on his shield. That up air buff as well, having more knockback actually and allowing him to get that kill.
Looking like a little bit of movement here coming out of Ferret Kuma. Trying to avoid this, did not want to get stopped there. There goes the facial hair.
Yeah, absolutely gone. Although you got that 5 o'clock shadow coming through if he does get that inhale again.
Just waddles away there, is not afraid of the grenades. Just waiting for his chance to get in. Maybe he's waiting for Keisha to try to go for the CQC, the combat roll. There we go.
Yeah, that dash attack. Such a good dash attack where he's invincible on his arms and head. Could be really tricky to try to contest that, but he is stuck with the C4, and he saw it in slow motion. You saw the moment he jumped out of shield, he knew he messed up.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow, not ducking, unfortunately, so getting hit by the C4 nonetheless. Of course, that C4 having such a big hitbox, even below that platform.
And he got hit right there with a double grenade there. Gonna have to hold shield. Oh, had to drop it. Already 42%.
That's tough right there. He couldn't really go for a conversion right there because the grenade was in the way, so he would have hit it nonetheless if he went for the fair.
Now a couple grenades here, holding that space. He's going to have to throw that right away. Does not throw it away quick enough. I saw the shield come out, though. Maybe a little bit of hesitation.
Well, falling with the fair on top with the grenade.
You're right. The fair, kind of a big hitbox, extends forward a little bit. If it hits that grenade, it's going to do some damage to Kirby here.
And this is the tricky part too. Nikita, proving to be an annoying tool for Kirby to deal with, especially since he's not very fast in the air. That arrow speed being one of the slowest.
He's going to have to be a little bit tricky on the recovery here, but we saw that Nikita making circles like a shark.
Oh, the option coverage too, using the dash attack. I mean, you have the C4 covering your neutral getup. Not only that, but if he rolled, that C4 also would have hit him nonetheless. And then you have the grenade by the ledge too. I mean, even if he went for a jump, of course, Kirby doesn't go anywhere. So
yeah, exactly. The aerial speed, as you mentioned, very, very slow, would still get clipped by that grenade. Yeah, that option coverage. I think Kirby had no choice there but to take that right to the face.
Yeah. Definitely agree on that. It could be really tricky in this matchup in general, just to approach Snake. With the grenades blowing you up, of course, we can't ignore the fact that grenade damage output is absolutely insane, and it definitely racks up, and it does not stale either. Of course, items in this game just don't stale in general, so that's nice to know where you know, you're never safe.
You know, earlier I was mentioning maybe Farakuma had a little bit of knowledge of the grenades, but it was showing maybe it wasn't as strong as he previously thought there. Go drop down from the ledge, the tricky movement, mixing him up, but 51% is looking pretty good for Farakuma right now. Getting stomped on, though.
Trying to go for the floor tilt, yeah.
Just also, you know, Snake, a grown man with the longer limbs. Kirby, just with the little stubby limbs there, just doesn't reach. And Snake able to get some extra percent on him because of that.
Oh, I like the mix-up right there. I mean, he did keep him by the ledge, but that forward smash definitely not going to be able to do it, and allowing Keisha to react on time. He does have the grenade in hand. He has to throw it out, but not fast enough. Using the rock to get back into the ledge faster.
Watch out for that grenade, all right? Good approach here.
Keisha trying to land in with the back air. Narrowly missing Farakuma. I like the high recovery. I mean, at the same time, you know, when you go for that high... Oh, man, the C4, yeah.
I forgot that was there.
Yeah, I don't think he saw it. It could be a little tricky on the stage, too, if you're not paying attention. But, you know, whenever Snake tries to go for that high recovery on the Cypher, it's very difficult for Kirby to try to even contest that. He has enough time to move all the way around across the stage before he could land, and you know, Farakuma being unable to really punish it.
And it's already ambiguous enough as it is. But it catches that roll there with the up smash.
Yeah, I like that
evening
pressure.
Up the game.
Using that double jab, honestly, to catch him roll back.
So smart there. Keisha with the grenade, able to get out of that pressure from Farakuma.
Like he tried to mix it up with his multi-jumps right there, but getting that roll back and avoiding that dash attack.
You know, Keisha could just play this game very, very passively. Oh, there we go. The 5 o'clock shadow is back.
Having to air dodge back into the ledge, catching the grenade.
Not fast enough. Trying to sneak out those down tilts. I really like that, just knowing that his limbs and his moves are much, much longer than Kirby's here. The up tilts are coming out now. Kirby, being a little light puffball, probably will die at this percent.
Yeah, most definitely. He's playing it super safe, but as I just said, that forward smash, but at least that grenade saving him from getting punished very hard there. Gotta have that grenade for safekeeping just in case. Help you out whenever you try to convert into a very laggy option. And the forward tilt, got the twinkle toes, the grenade coming through, looking like a battlefield out here.
Oh, so many grenades. Watch out, you can't fall down directly on top of Kirby though.
Yeah, of course, that up air buff really showing what's it got with the knockback. Ooh, he does get the grab, and unfortunate with the forward tilt.
Yeah, but I think that was just high enough percent for that to be true.
Yeah, he was also by the ledge there. Really not much where he could have gone.
Just dropping shield there, taking that extra percent didn't need to be done.
No.
Back throw right into that combat roll just for that extra percent. Good choice to roll on stage there. What?
No way! No way! That actually happened! I have never seen that. Did he? That was calculated. That was absolutely calculated. He saw the grenade in his hand.
I don't know. I kind of don't believe it was. I don't know.
He looked unfazed. He looked like that was all calculated.
I don't know.
The eye roll. The eye roll. The eye roll from. What did we just see? The grenade blowing up in the middle of the up throw, because Kirby goes all the way up close to the blast zone. The grenade blow up was perfectly on par with the timing.
All right, that was definitely.
All right, Ken, I'm going home. I can't handle this
IQ
right now.
move.
I can't right now. I don't know. I'm giving I remember, I always get the benefit of the doubt. I cannot believe what we just saw, but I definitely saw Keisha roll his eyes there. Definitely not happy with the way that played out. Hopefully, you know, not tilted at the same time. We've seen that Kirby definitely blows up. no pun intended, very quickly when it comes to fighting against Snake. Very light character and getting susceptible to getting hit with the up tilt a lot earlier.
But it looks like it could go the other way, and you know, it seemed like Keisha definitely had his number, because the number of options that Farakuma has to approach is just forward air.
Yep.
Basically, it's stopping with the down tilt, and you know, with the longer limbs, you know, Keisha definitely had the mastery over that, but I guess plays like that will definitely stop his momentum.
He looks so unfazed that's why I'm just like, that was 8,000 IQ. I just couldn't. Like, he just looked, all right, what's the next match, man? Are you gonna go run it back? Like, what's up? Like, let's go. All right, approaching with the down tilts, of course. Like his patience too, but Keisha keeping, oh, but the drag down fair into forward smash.
That's exactly what he needed, and it looks like the momentum on Keisha's side is starting to slow down just a little bit, but watch out for that shark.
Where are you going? Yeah.
That was the fear.
Yep, that was the fear. I mean, he tried to go for the air dodge. He tried to hit the Nikita, deactivate the hitbox with the down air, but unfortunately, he didn't time it right. And also, Keisha's maneuver with the Nikita was good enough to prevent Farakuma from being able to hit it. You know, while Nikita's out for as long as it is, it does increase in damage the longer it's out.
There we go. We can see the patience from Farakuma just standing there menacingly.
And just like that, the lead has shifted here.
Again, he's answering with the down tilt of his own in the combat roll. Such, you know, great big hitboxes that is lasting so long here. Oh, the double parry. And able to follow up off of it as well.
Yeah, good reaction from Keisha right there. Nikita coming through and unable to air dodge back onto the ledge. He does at least hit it with the fair, but the up B proving to be a double-edged shield. Where are you going, unfortunately?
You know, I think maybe that was on purpose to air dodge in just to hit the left side of the Nikita, possibly, just so he could get hit back onto the stage.
Right.
And possibly live, yeah.
Yeah, instead of getting sent to the blast on the right side, at least try to take it. He gets the first drag down of the fair into the second rising fair. Not going to be able to do much and follow Keisha. Keisha, knowing the limited approach option that Kirby does have and the slowdown aerial speed.
There we go. All right, Farakuma was reading that combat roll. Only gets a down tilt, though. Excuse me, down tilted forward tilt. There we go. Again, here it comes. Just waiting on the platforms. Can afford to play the patient game here. Being in the lead. Is that going to be it? It is not.
No, not yet. But this Nikita, though, proving to show itself to be a problem. Actually reaching the platform from that air dodge upwards. Trying to mix up his own way of avoiding the Nikita.
Just the approach, stuffing out the approach with the fair with his very own down tilt, able to take him off the top of the screen that time at 160%.
I feel like that's definitely a good position for Kirby to be in, at least living that long as a character that's that light. Got that extra credit, but for how long can he hold on to that? This game 3 here.
And we got a real game here. Both characters basically no damage. Just as I say that, Farakuma almost at 50%.
I like what he's doing here. He's literally preventing Farakuma from approaching properly. He's not hanging out below the platforms and forcing Farakuma to go for the jump to reach him instead.
Watch that here, using the platforms to his advantage. Farakuma trying to stay just a little bit defensive here. Does not want to go in. Nice. Knew that the down tilt was coming.
Ooh.
Great sequence there.
Yeah, got to follow up with the back air out of that. Recovers up high from above the ledge, go into that dash attack.
We have hardly seen that.
But it was not worth it with the uppie, the first uppie in the middle of the stage that he actually does cost him that game, fortunately.
I really do like, you know, taking the risk, you know, the thing that usually in those situations you just don't know what the opponent is going to do. And we saw a couple of new options there coming out from Farakuma, but it's unfortunately, it was just the wrong move there.
Yeah, the risk and reward. I mean, the grenade allowing the follow-up with the up air at that point. You're Kirby and you're close to the blast zone. You could definitely, especially at that high percent, kiss that stock goodbye. But still, fantastic display from both these players. Even the pop-off that we had on the side over there. But, you know, that's EVO Japan for you.
And especially that play from Farakuma.
That was intense.
That was genius. Genius. All right, up next, it looks like we have Suto and Yuzu here. Suto represented by RE here, and Yuzu on this second player side.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot more faces on this day 2 here as we do end up reaching the end of bracket eventually today. We're seeing a lot of talent overall.
And of course, we got Yuzu again on the second player side. I believe they play Pichu and Rosalina and Luma, a character that we don't really see that often in Ultimate. Rosalina and Luma, of course, not having the tools that she had in Smash 4.
Yeah, playing a lot different compared to her last game iteration. I feel like the character overall still pretty solid. I mean, we saw DeBuzz, last weekend.
Yep.
Put a performance with Rosalina. I feel like I've been seeing a lot more players give the character a bit more of a chance, despite her playing differently. It's quite interesting to see the creative setups that you've been seeing between the Nairs, the new Nair that she has, and of course Luma fall off by ledge to proceed with an edge guard. I know it could be quite infuriating, but still such an amazing thing to see when it comes to mixing up ledge options and covering so much space overall. And I do believe Sumusuto is a talk about character that we don't really get to see that often. Dr. Mario player, who I believe he has played against players and won against players like Sigma and Yuzu and Parme. So I think he's considered one of the best Dr. Mario players in Japan, and probably one of the 2 best Dr. Mario players next to Fonz.
And that should also be a good matchup for Yuzu, as Yuzu is actually considered one of the best Rosalina and Lumas here in Japan, and currently ranked 16th on the Japan Power Rankings, if I am not incorrect. Are we going to see a me here?
Oh, we've been talking up these characters here, and then like suddenly it's like, you know what though? I could see this being a bad matchup for Dr. Mario, so I wouldn't be surprised. Just overall, the lack of recovery option that Dr. Mario has against a character like Rosalina and Luma with that lingering down air hitbox could be quite peeving to deal with. Despite Dr. Mario having a pretty strong stubby neutral game, it could be difficult for him to approach without having the pill to throw out to force you to shield before he goes in for the approach. But Rosalina doesn't worry about that when it comes to gravitational pull as well. So. And Luma also acting as a bodyguard on her own. To
take the pill for Rosalina. And, just the rate that Dr. Mario is able to throw out the projectiles, very, very slow in comparison to the other characters. So, yeah, Rosalina and Luma probably would stomp all over Dr. Mario. All right, are we going to go maybe into a button check here? Oh, but I don't know. Taking off the jacket, looking ready for the button check.
Oh, you have to prepare yourself for the button check. Yeah. Yeah, you have to warm up before the warm up. Yeah, but again, just not surprised to see this matchup. I definitely would agree that this is way better than having Dr. Mario versus Rosalina. In a game where you have so many characters, secondaries is very necessary depending on the character that you decide to stick with mainly. And of course, even with Rosalina, having a secondary is definitely needed when it comes to certain matchups, and that's why you have players like Buzz juggling Olimar and Rosalina, despite Rosalina not being as strong as she was in the last game.
Despite me Gunner here, also mainly being consistent of projectiles, of course, Rosalina and Luma could just use the gravitational pull, but it seems like at the rate that the projectiles are able to be fired, maybe we'll be able to work around that somehow. Let's see. It looks like we're going to be going to Final Destination first. Nowhere for Rosetta and Chico to run. Of course, the Japanese name being Rosetta and Chico. Yeah, quite the name change.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. DC was trying to get me so hard to say all their Japanese names, and I wanted to say it, but just because he wanted me to say it, I didn't say it. Anyways.
You show dominance.
Anyways, we got it. Final Destination already starting off. Quite interesting. I believe this stage is pretty good for both of these characters as well, for obvious reasons. But of course, we still have the gravitational pull being a problem in this matchup nonetheless, but at least a lot better than the pill being negated in a matchup with Dr. Mario.
And we already saw, Chico is gone, but we saw earlier that I believe that was the forward smash, and, just Luma taking all of the damage and free for Rosalina to approach there.
Him up, actually. That was unexpected, and Yuzu was not ready for that. I mean, he expected that downer to actually send him down to the blast zone, but unfortunately for him, that downer actually sends him up towards the stage into a stage tech situation.
And just right now, the amount of projectiles coming out looks absolutely ridiculous. There's explosions everywhere here. Again, had to... Probably a good idea to take the percent just to get Chico out of there.
All Alright, just trying to space himself out. I like the option coverage here from Suto. Oh, but the up smash though, catching off guard and the Luma hit.
Yeah, getting a little bit of that extra horizontal range on that up smash.
The back air coming through will be quite difficult. I mean, throwing out the projectile just in case to cover himself to land safely onto that ledge.
And that was complete confidence by Yuzu, just standing there, able to down air the roll in.
Oh no, but unfortunately, setting himself up to that laggy move and allowing Yuzu to go in for that punish. Gotta be careful, especially by the ledge like that.
Able to follow up here, be careful on the ledge. Opts to not go use the gravitational pull there. We saw Suto actually using the time that gravitational pull takes to pull in the projectile to have a safe recovery earlier in the match. And I think Yuzu was keeping that in mind.
Yeah, definitely using it to try to bait out the gravitational pull so that way he could either contest Yuzu or approach in a better position. But at least taking out that stock already. Be tricky to get off the ledge here, especially versus Luma. He does not have a jump, having to go for that high recovery.
Yeah, I think Yuzu getting a little liberal with these down airs off of stage, goes for the down air, and of course Suto recovering high that time. Clever stuff here. Not that time though. Here, what's the approach? Nice, just backs up, uses a projectile there just to get Chico out of there. I think that's going to be absolutely key to this.
Look at this coverage right here, too. The gravitational pull not even showing to be useful for Yuzu and getting caught with that up smash before Luma could even come back to save her.
Yeah, I have to say, with Luma not there, the match just looks like night and day. You know, it's definitely going right now. Well, I should say it was going in Yuzu's favor. But if Luma is not there, then Suto is definitely running all over Yuzu.
Absolutely, and there it goes. They're coming through.
Suto immediately gets off the platform, has to utilize his time to its fullest. Unfortunately, not able to get anything there, just recovering so quickly.
With a dash attack, allowing him to follow up with the up air. Trying to contest him with the down air. A little risky, of course, if that second up air came through. Would have been a bad situation to be in, and he would have taken a lot of damage.
I like it.
The barrage projectiles coming from Suto.
So here we go again, without their buddy. How's Yuzu going to use this time to wait for the recovery of Luma, already back?
Of course, remember we're talking about Luma also acting as a bodyguard in some way, so Luma's definitely been taking that damage, and you see Luma out of the picture now.
But just trying to find a way to recover. Be careful, that up smash definitely baited there.
Yeah, good on Yuzu for recognizing that, not falling into the up smash for the second time, especially now that he's on his last stock here. The back air coming through. Bad situation for Suto to be in.
Oh.
Great recovery, though, actually drifting back to get back onto the ledge to get the invincibility. Oh, but rolling onto the stage, he's still safe, but jumping right into Luma's up smash. After game one, that little mini pop-off that we also saw.
It's already game one popping off. I mean, I think I would too. That was a very close situation there. And of course, you know, that situation that he found himself in, sandwiched between Rosetta and Chico, that is not one that you want to find yourself in. Of course, that panic jump there.
Yeah, it could be tricky too, because, you know, that's what Rosalina wants you to do. She wants you to panic jump at the same time to get out of that situation.
Yep.
You don't want to roll into Rosalina necessarily, especially when she wants to start up the star bits, which actually kind of lasts for quite some time. It even could hit you if you try to roll behind her, but because it lasts on her actual body. But you know, at that point, he jumped and he got hit by that up smash, and that's the perfect situation that she wants to put you in.
Good plays from both characters there. Just a barrage also of projectiles, not really allowing Yuzu to have any options to move around the map. Right here, and it looks like both players sticking to the. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I thought we were gonna see Crom there. I'm like, wait, why the switch? There you go. We got going right back to Mii Gunner.
Mii Gunner, and no costume too. I'm actually surprised. Between the last two Mii fighters that we've had, you know, we have pretty interesting Mii costumes. I'm not too sure if they're just not allowed or something, but of course, the Sands would have been pretty interesting to have. It would be the first Sands I would have seen, but nonetheless, still have the Mii Gunner out.
Definitely got to bring out the Sands. Got to get the music in there as well.
Oh man, if he takes this game though, I gotta tell him. Although here on Town and City, the platforms allowing Yuzu to also mix up his landings before getting barrage that we saw in that last game. Probably a little easier for him to land, but of course, Sumusuto onto something here as the platforms do disappear eventually, as you see right there. Going for that high recover to get center stage. You see we're finding another up air situation. You see how he tries to contest with a down air, not trying to do it again. It did work in the last game, but this time it did not work. And he ended up taking a lot more percent. Oh, there's that rollback.
And yeah, now we're seeing it. Yuzu trying to kind of suffocate Sumusuto in the corner here. Whenever he's in the air as well, that platform allowing him to mix up his recovery, but sometimes that could be a dangerous situation, able to get back to center stage.
Ooh, and the projectile taking care of the Luma. Double conversion right there from the 2 projectiles as well. We got the forward throw coming through. Trying to cover the platform right there, but Yuzu managing to get back. Bad situation. He has to recover up low, and he did try to lean back so that way he wouldn't get hit by the back air, the down air, but unfortunately it was just too far to get back onto the ledge.
I think just went a little bit too deep on that one. Just the fear from Rosetta and Chico coming in. And it feels like it's a little bit hard for Sumusuto to get anything started, but there we go. As soon as I say that, got the up smash for the stock. Oh,
but landing right on top of Yuzu as he recovers from the heaven platform. Not a great situation to be in, taking a good amount of percent for that. You know, using these platforms to his advantage to allow the projectiles to ricochet off of them.
You know, with the stage pick, I'm not exactly sure why Sumusuto would have picked this one. Maybe the platforms help him to get away from the pressure of Yuzu, but it seems like
the up air pressure, yeah.
Yeah, but it also seems like it could definitely work out for Yuzu as well to get away from his barrage of projectiles, and of course the width of the stage. Again, just blows up that projectile right in his face. A little bit more pressure here. Looks like Sumusuto starting to get something started. Immediately takes out Chico. Smart move.
Does that fall off with the grenade. Getting caught by that dash attack though. Trying his best to try to get back here. Allowing himself to get to the ledge safely, although does find himself back off stage in the same position. And the up smash this time not jumping but rolling right into Rosalina.
I mean, what could you have done in that situation, right? I mean, it's that sandwich. No matter what option you choose, you would definitely get clipped there. Maybe go for the higher platform, but of course the B would take a little bit of time to recover, allowing Rosalina to punish that option as well.
Yeah, definitely tricky, but at least getting that second up smash in for the game. Of course, proving to be pretty strong as Yuzu has been jumping around Sumusuto as well. Here's Luma, not a problem anymore. Oh, but unfortunate whiff on the grab there. You see Yuzu holding shields, trying to play a lot more defensively while waiting out for Luma to come back. Air dodging right into that grab.
Yes, yeah, Yuzu just waiting for Chico to come back just so he could resume his pressure. Here it is. Is Sumusuto going to be able to land, though?
Looks definitely tough.
Makes it back to the ledge at least, but it's not looking good. A little bit late on that down air.
Yeah, it was really good timing on the recovery from Sumusuto's part, mixing it up to go below Rosalina and to get back on the ledge. Exactly where he wants to be now that Yuzu was by the ledge, and just like that.
I think Sumusuto had the right read, but unfortunately just a little bit short on that attack there.
Oh, this is a bad situation. Remember, we've seen what happens. Oh, but the overextension on that forward smash, not too sure how greedy that was. Oh.
But the fear coming in into Sumusuto.
Yep. Definitely the mini pop-off again. That up smash coming through.
All right, I mean, so far this game, I'm really liking it. It's a stock for stock, and of course, pop-off for pop-off as well. These guys both trying to win it over their opponent. And of course, they're both exploiting each other's weaknesses, and I'm really liking that Sumusuto. I think, was that all 3 stocks from up smash?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, Yuzu taking, being a little bit too liberal with the jump-ins right there.
Yeah, jumping in. It also looks like it kind of like swoops you in, kind of keeps you in place at the same time. Kind of tricky as well, because you know you do have Rosalina trying to approach, whether in the air or even like Luma trying to maintain Muna by you. I like the mix-up on the recovery specifically because there was 2 instances where he was off stage and Yuzu had full control to actually take advantage of Rosalina's large aerials, and between the down air misspaced and the different timing that Sumusuto provided in recovering down below to get back onto the ledge, that was definitely a game changer right there because it could have gone bad. Oh, okay. All right. So for the grand finale.
Of course, I guess going back to the final destination, he doesn't want a repeat of the game, first game, so he's just going to go ahead and use this Dr. Mario here. This is going to be interesting how he's going to go ahead and try to take out, well, never mind, Chico there. Just the amount of damage that Dr. Mario puts out, you know, able to stomp out Chico almost immediately.
Now, it could also be the mix-up and no mix-up in terms of just not being able to adapt around a new character fast enough. Let's see how much this is able to provide a leverage for Sumusuto. So you have the pills, of course, Luma the bodyguard.
The Star Bit's just having so much horizontal range.
Absolutely, but of course, got to do the Dr. Twist here. So much knockback on that move.
Yeah, but it's just so long-lasting, great for those ledge get-ups.
Yeah, that and Rosalina is also a light character, so you have to be careful. She's susceptible to dying relatively early against Dr. Mario. Now, here's the problem. Trying to land, and he has no problem landing with that aggressive back air and taking care of Luma at the same time. The up B out of shield, finding the perfect opportunity as Yuzo went for that get-up attack on the ledge.
Exactly what he needed, and this is looking completely different from game one. But again, here comes the landing. What is he going to do? Just challenge the aerials? I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it back here with the neutral air, sniping him out. Dr. Mario going down one stock, even game.
Oh, he does go for that back air, crosses up, tries to go for the up tilt right afterwards, but Yuzo ready with the shield to get out of that situation.
Using the pills here just to tack on damage, or at least tack on damage to Chico here.
Oh, the air dodge. This is not the situation you want to be in, and this is what we're talking about. Unfortunately, Dr. Mario's lack of recovery in this matchup makes it difficult, but still, game's not over yet.
I mean, with the game also being just so fast-paced, sometimes you push that extra button, you get that extra air dodge when you didn't expect it, and you know, you just end up falling SD, and it just happens from time to time here. But can Sumusuto turn around? You know, Dr. Mario hits like a truck.
Absolutely, and with such a small shield right there, and Luma off board, he has to find his way to land, but getting hit by the back hit of the up smash.
Great job on Yuzu too, keeping him up in the air up until Chico is recovering.
Definitely has to find his way right now, while Yuzu is at 102%. You mentioned Dr. Mario does hit extremely hard.
Again, back to the neutral here, but using the Star Bits might have a little bit of that advantage.
Oh, goes for the double jump though.
Liking it, you know, it's very difficult for Dr. Mario to challenge Rosalina in the air like that, so just wait for him to come down and then hit him with an attack just like that.
Wow, and the loud pop-off. All right, we had the sneak peek. We had the pop-off game one, then we had the other pop-off game two, and then we had the loud pop-off game three. All right.
Exactly,
well
just yelling, Yosha. And he's smiling. But even the opponent smiling as well. Looks like both of them had a good time, and that's the kind of thing that I really like to see, especially during a big tournament like this.
I don't know what really happened around the end of that game. I mean, you know, at the very beginning of that game three, Dr. Mario was definitely showcasing a really aggressive approach, but kept jumping in and landing aggressively on top of him, even wasting a double jump at one point and getting hit away. Not really playing as conservative defensive, I feel like, as we were used to seeing with Mii Gunner.
Yeah, I think also it was just Yuzu adapting to Dr. Mario very, very quickly, realizing that Dr. Mario just can't really challenge in the air, or at least will take the trade. So, you know, with just that, just wait until Dr. Mario came down and then just hit him there.
Yeah, I mean, with such an insane game, we have some more incredible sets coming up for you guys really soon. Don't go anywhere as we go to an ad break.
Talk to her, who? She's quick and nimble when she needs to be. She can float through the air and climb up trees. If you choose her, you're not choose wrong with a skip and a hot cheese. One cool car. DJ Donkey Kong.
welcome back to EVO Japan 2020, where all the action is happening here on this day 2. Just got some word recently where Brood is now in loser's bracket, losing game 3 to a Corn player called Lykepis.
Yeah, Lykopis or Lykepis, we're not 100% sure, but yeah, Brood dropping out. That's pretty, well, excuse me, dropping into the loser's bracket.
Yeah.
Definitely a surprise here. But to everyone's surprise, actually, Mr. E is out here in EVO Japan 2020 playing against Kenkenpa, the Rob player.
Yeah, of course, a familiar face to those of you guys watching at home in the States or, of course, anywhere else around the world. Mr. E, definitely a face to recognize, especially from Smash 4, sponsored by Demise, repping the Lucina as always, and Kenkenpa, of course, playing Rob, super solid Rob overall that has gotten a pretty solid result in a few Umaboras himself. I do not believe he's attended enough to be ranked, but still solid overall, and even has traveled overseas to EVO in 2018 back in the day. So, you know, this Rob definitely means business, and just not just that, but having so much experience on his own, and the up smash out of shield to punish that aggressive nair on shield. You want to be careful when you're falling on top of your opponent's shield like that.
Yeah, overall, just great gyro play, just tacking on the percent whenever he can. Kenkenpa. You just don't know with some of these Japanese smashers. They just come out of nowhere, these hidden bosses. Are we going to see one here today?
Absolutely. Of course, Mr. E being considered one of the best Lucina players in the world.
Yeah, next to Proto Bonham.
Yeah, definitely putting the character more on the notice map. Of course, people recognizing how strong this character is overall and her fundamentals nonetheless. Trying to catch him actually landing, but the up air narrowly missing. You see the mix-up on Kenkenpa. Going for the left side of the stage to get back onto the ledge and avoid the sword. Oh, was he trying to hit the gyro towards him with the down air? Not too sure if he was just trying to cover Mr. E or actually hit the gyro towards Mr. E rather instead.
Just great mix-up there. Going past the ledge. I'm not 100% sure we're going to be able to get out of this one. Great DI, I think, barely saving his life. You know, that up air, definitely difficult to DI. Able to catch a gyro, I think that's going to spell the death of him, though.
Yeah, punish for trying to catch that gyro right there. That fair coming through, especially at that percent. Definitely going to do it.
Has Mr. E already adapted to the up smashes of Kenkenpa, being a little bit liberal on these? Of course, both of them hitting so far, but that last one, the back air, going to seal it out.
Yeah, getting a little anxious right there. Seeing that Kenkenpa saw him trying to go for that rising fair to negate the gyro. He tried to bait it out and get the back air.
Nice block on the back air, following it up with a neutral there. How's Rob going to get back? I'm not 100% sure if he's able to get back all of the up B, running out of gas.
Yeah, you have to be really wary. It could be difficult, too, to keep track. I mean, of course, Rob can hang out for so long off stage, but obviously not forever. Gas has to run out eventually before you got to refill a tank.
Oh, no.
Nair by the platform.
All right, we've seen Kenkenpa getting pretty aggressive here on his returns to the stage. And Mr. E adapting, waiting for the option there. Oh, there we go, grabbing the gyro again. We saw the death of him last time, but still not afraid to do it. Great spacing.
I like the patience right there. And another mix-up on Kenpa's recovery.
Oh no, the jab lock. Oh, just barely missing Mr. E there.
Oh wow, the double roll too. Mr. E seeing his life flash before his eyes right there. Narrowly getting missed by that back air. The nair coming through, getting a little anxious, taking way too much damage. The double back air, not gonna hit either time.
Just that down tilt so fast, able to relieve the pressure off him for just a second, but Mr. E, both players at high percent. This could be dangerous, the big body of Rob.
And not gonna punish that attempt on the down air right there. Oh, but the back air finding the opportunity as he rolls back towards the ledge. Honestly, a lot of things went wrong there for Kenkenpa, where he had the perfect reads each time, but it's just every move was just misspaced ever so slightly.
Yeah, I think that's just, you know, the skill of Mr. E coming out as well to make sure that he could clutch that game out in the end, and just the awareness overall of Rob's capabilities. Of course, we had at the beginning little flubs on the coming down, and Kenkenpa taking full advantage with the up smashes, but right after that, it didn't seem like he was able to get anything, and even baiting out the up smash at one point by dropping down from the ledge. Great play from both players, though, keeping it real tense. I had a little difficulty talking there for a second at the very end.
Yeah, definitely was going back and forth. It could have been anyone's game in that opportunity, and KenKenPa basically running Mr. E across the stage despite him having the lead for majority part of that game. Mr. E still takes game 1. Of course, this is only the winners quarterfinals of the pool for Pool 2.
And of course, KenKenPa showing that you cannot sleep on the Japanese players, even though they're not in the rankings.
Yeah, it's definitely a close one right there. Of course, Mr. E, I believe this is the first time he actually comes over to Japan, so coming through to not only get that level up, but also to have fun and enjoy himself while able to try to clutch it out here at EVO Japan 2020. Here we go in this game 2 now.
Nice reverse neutral air there just to get a little bit of more time for the follow-up. See, already 47%. You know, it's just, in this situation, it's just so difficult. Nice parry there. Just as I was saying, it's a little bit difficult for Rob to come down just because of the big body. It's very easy to hit. And we already seen it right now. And it looks like Mr. E, a big fan of parrying, trying to parry the gyro. If you parry the gyro, then it's immediately gone. It won't take up any space on the map.
Oh, going for that mix-up on the recovery again. Actually getting away with it, landing with the nair. Not going to have him sandwich against the gyro. Mr. E coming through with that swoop on the fair and landing on the platform, still not saving him. Mr. E reacting on time to capitalize off of his positioning.
Yeah, and Rob, just unfortunate, his aerial is just not quick enough to challenge Lucina's sword there.
Oh, look at this momentum swaying in Mr. E's side. KenKenPa not able to land yet, but using the fair aggressively to mix it up. The double down tilt coming through. Ooh, the roll in, gets that grab. See an up air? Yes, we do, and that's going to be the stock.
Go, just a little bit of that movement showcase with the gyro. Gotta do it. Gotta feel yourself just a little bit. Get that momentum back. Mr. E running away with it so far.
Yeah, it's all about that mental game, too. Showcase your great projectile skills.
Again, KenKenPa really goes for those aggressive returns to the stage. And I'm not sure if Mr. E has caught on to that just yet.
Yeah, it's all about with the down smash. Doesn't even need to. He's not even hanging out in the air. He's just trying to figure out his way back onto the ledge, and Mr. E not giving him that opportunity.
Just what a catch here.
Yeah, gotta swoop in. Oh, he's been doing so good at mixing up his way of landing from above. Honestly, Mr. E has not really been able to punish him for it.
And just KenKenPa just cannot run away from the pressure of Mr. E. He knows that Rob is not that good in the air against Lucina here. Can't run away, gets grabbed. 134% on the ledge, but that's going to be a spike. Is he going to run out of gas?
No, but I feel like that actually helped him more than anything, but it still doesn't matter. The up air coming through, Mr. E taking the game and the set.
Man, just Mr. E, that second game is complete domination.
Definitely looked like a different entity right there compared to that game 1 where KenKenPa was just moving all around Mr. E and just controlling basically the stage. But in that game 2, Mr. E making the adjustments that he needed right there, not only with that down smash, a clean space down smash, but still following up a lot easier, I would say. KenKenPa was doing such a good job at mixing up his landing, whether it be with air dodge or even a nair to aggressively contest Mr. E. But I feel like around the end, you know, it's difficult with Rob because he has such a big body. His hurt box is pretty large, and against the sword, you know, it's very difficult. Even if you go for the air dodge, you're probably either going to get hit by a backer or a fair, and we actually saw that around the end too, kind of put KenKenPa in a bad position. Yeah,
exactly. And even if you are trying to recover all the way back to stage, using back air to propel yourself a little bit more forward or towards the other side of the stage, then, you know, Lucina with her ground speed, she could just catch you in the air regardless. So, and of course, if you trade, well, it's probably going to work in Lucina's favor if it knocks you off the stage with the limited up B time that Rob has.
Yeah, really good stuff for KenKenPa and Mr. E, of course. Again, Mr. E, not an unfamiliar face for a lot of players, but you know who else is not an unfamiliar face out here is Niatono coming to the stream versus Q.
DNG's Niatono here, of course. As you mentioned, a very, very popular player, especially during the Smash 4 days, and also one of the players that I think did make it in the international scene as well.
Yep.
Oh, and he's giving us that face there. Get a little bit of that showmanship. Also another popular content creator here in Japan. All right. And on the other side, we have Q.
course, and Nia Tono having a plethora of characters on his own that he also plays. I mean, no surprise seeing the army that he had in Smash 4 with, I believe he played like 5 characters or 6. But, you know, in Ultimate, he sticks with the 3. Pichu, Wario, I do know he also has a Meta Knight, which I'm not too sure if he still uses Meta Knight as strongly, but I definitely know that I do see him use Pichu and Wario more than anything. I do believe he's also considered to be the best Pichu in Japan. And ranked up there with Void, too.
Yeah, of course, he's currently ranked 5th on the Japanese power ranking as well. Like, definitely a dominant force here in Japan. Nothing to be toyed around with. And we got Q here. Unfortunately, I am unfamiliar with Q, but let's see what he can do up against Nia Tono. And I think in Brawl, he was the Ol player?
Nia Tono?
Yes.
I think. I honestly, he had just done such a good job in Smash 4 that he was absolutely insane. I know he's been playing for super long. I think in Brawl, yeah, I think he did play Ol Morty.
And of course, we can't forget the Sheik that he also possessed in
yeah.
Smash 4 as well, where when Sheik was a little tiny bit more dominant, I should say.
Tiny is an understatement,
Yeah.
that's for sure. I know, he has his results in Brawl. I think his showcasing was when he had gotten 2nd at Apex back in the day.
It was the largest tournament during that time.
Wow.
Yeah, adjusting his glasses, getting ready. Again, ladies and gentlemen, it's a full day of Smash Brothers here at EVO Japan 2020 here at Makuhari Messe, Chiba City, Japan, located a little bit more east of Tokyo, actually. Great venue here. We got other events that go on in this gigantic venue. We got Tokyo Game Show. Also, we have Baby Metal going on today.
Yeah, baby, catch me sneaking in there though.
Don't get arrested. We're not trying to get you banned.
Sneaking my way into Baby Metal.
I don't blame
happening
you.
right next door to the convention center, guys. Absolutely hype, of course. For those of you guys watching at home, definitely try to consider coming out to EVO Japan next year because this event is only going to get better as time progresses.
And I have to say, great venue with plenty of space. I know last year they had to resort to Fukuoka, which is great that, you know, you have to travel outside of Tokyo. A lot of people don't travel outside of Tokyo. There's a lot of things to see in Japan. Fukuoka being more on the western side. But now we're over here in Chiba, big venue. And of course, looks like we got 2 strong players, Nia Tono and Q, with the button check. I should have, you know what? By now, I should have known.
Is there names for the characters supposed to be for the tiers or or for the respective, like, I don't even know.
Top 35, top 1.
I love it. That's just my assumption here, but I think it's just funny if it is.
You know, we do have a saying here in Japan. It's like a little bit of a joke about when foreigners actually learn Japanese. It's the better you get, you actually have to say that you're not good. And the people who are like, oh, I'm godlike at Japanese, they're actually not that great. And then when they're basically fluent, they're like, oh, my Japanese it's okay.
I feel like this transitions into so many other things too. Yeah. It's kind of like the same thing as a player overall. It's like with the better you get, the more like better results just disappoint you. It's like that's not good enough. I need #1 or else I'm nothing.
Well, let's go ahead and see this. How this ZSS works against Pichu here. Very small character. Might be able to sneak under the Paralyzer, actually.
Yep. Being able to low profile as well. Nia Tono, also known for not only his frame traps, but just the fact that he's super solid by ledge. Definitely going to be scary. Of course, that forward tilt not being as scary as it once was at the beginning of the game. Still a strong tool nonetheless to use.
And definitely one of those very patient players. And he's definitely a lab monster as well, practicing out different situations. I was watching one of his streams, and he just doing banana sets with Donkey Kong for 4 hours.
Jeez.
Yeah, just practicing it, see what the possibilities are, just getting all that game knowledge into that head of his.
Hikaru shaking. Practicing on Donkey Kong.
Oh, gotta practice the Donkey Kong.
Also interesting to know, just to see how combos work on big bodies. That's not the case here. We have ZSS, the Fit Queen.
3, 2, 1, go!
All right, let's see how they're both gonna approach this. Of course, at the beginning, just kind of feeling out the situation, moving left and right, in and out.
literally just switch spots on where they started on the stage right away, jumping around each other rather than trying to be aggressive. As you mentioned, of course, Niatono pretty reserved himself when it comes to his gameplay, patient overall.
And of course, if Niatono opts to go for a little bit more campy playstyle, which we have seen from the ZSSs lately, you know, will end up losing in the neutral just because of the self-inflicted damage.
Yeah, something that we see sometimes from Mars himself. Oh, what? Was that the jolt?
That was the jolt right down the side of the stage.
And I do not think Q saw that coming whatsoever. I mean, starting the game already at a strong start. Niatono here, getting that jolt. Gimp.
And you need everything you can get, all the resources you can get to fight against a player like Niatono. But that's one of the advantages of Pichu and Pikachu, just the jolts riding along the side of the wall.
Yep, trying to push his shield right there. Niatono hitting him out of it. Does get that grab. Not going to get the bolt, though.
Nice side dodge. There we go. Already with the Thunder, closing out that second stock. Q, top player 1 here. I thought we were going to start seeing some lightning loops. Oh, no.
Oh, you called it. You called it. Gets it down here and tried even to start up the jab lock right there. Niatono not letting Q breathe. Q just wanted to play patiently, man. Just wanted to play the game, but Niatono's not letting this happen.
We saw Q just try to opt for a little bit more aggressive strategy there, but it didn't work out. Now he's going back to being a little bit more passive.
Oh, the downer, the great timing on that too. Called up the jump. Fortunately for Q, landing on the stage and being able to tech to get back on.
Yeah, what's the play here? Just a dash attack. That's going to be punished. Almost reading that air dodge there.
Yeah, using the flip kick to get out of that situation and to land on the platform instead. That should definitely be it. As light as Pichu is, lightest character in the game.
Great read on that roll aura stuff on the approach with that down smash.
Another flip kick. Definitely has to watch out for that. Niatono catching on. Notice how he wasn't going to try to overextend with the Thunder, but the forward tilt is definitely going to do it.
Perfect spacing. A lot of Zero Suit Samuses tried to go for the the down B off of the ledge there just to make it a little bit safer. It's kind of hard to hit her out of that arc, but unfortunately Niatono already knew it, spacing that forward tilt. Man, every single time I see Niatono has 2 liters of this soda. How does he do it? Is that the tech to be a top player?
2 liters?
2 liters
wow.
of soda.
I didn't even see that. That's insane. That energy, man.
I guess he needs it. All right, we're going to go right back to Pichu and Zero Suit Samus. I think, yeah, Q closing his eyes, is taking a quick breather. Definitely needed it. That first stock, very, very unfortunate. I think that would stop anyone's momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, for the very first part of the game, they were just kind of feeling each other out, trying to not be aggressive, rather just jumping around each other. But Niatono, different pacing already, starting the second game so aggressively compared to what we just saw. Q answering back with that grab, but Niatono, that tech roll in on the platform into the shields, avoiding that follow-up from Q.
Completely confident, just waiting underneath Zero Suit Samus, really, where she'll have a very difficult time at challenging Pichu, such a small character in a small hurt box. And
that almost resulted in death, despite Pichu not even having range, but the great DI on Q's part to avoid that, despite him getting caught with the forward smash out of getting punished by trying to grab.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about these grabs. So far, they only about 1 or 2 have connected. Just Niatono having a great read when that roll. Well, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, you were talking about it. Just the overextension on the grabs. I mean, ZSS is stuck in so much lag. If she happens to whiff it, definitely not worth it. And in this matchup in particular, I feel like it'd be tricky against a character like Pichu.
Go again, just trying to create some space. Maybe use the Zera a bit just to tack on the extra %. That worked on Niatono last time, but now he's approaching with more aerial options to make sure he doesn't run into that down smash.
Yeah, that, and try to call out the jump too by the ledge. Q not giving that to him though, staying grounded rather.
Nice.
I like the dash back actually. Yep. Niatono trying to bait out to see what Q was going to do before trying to over approach. Oh, but gets the jab lock out of the nair into the forward smash. That's definitely going to do it this time around.
Yeah, just so close to the ledge side of the screen.
Yeah, that, and of course Pichu does have 78% on him too. Definitely going to help him out with the minimal rage that is existing in this game.
It's just Niatono's movement and just knowing exactly where to go, how to punish ZSS here. This Q's definitely going to have to change the game plan if he's ever going to have a chance here.
try to catch up on the jump, but uses the flip kick to get out of that situation and maintain stage control. Does finally get that grab going. The patient, but trying to land on top of Niatono with an aggressive option right there on the aerial. He does get hit quite a lot here.
I mean, it's just so confident from the options that Niatono is throwing out, stuffing almost every single one of Q's attempts to even get in.
He can't even. Oh
no.
Wow. He didn't even have to do. He could have just done forward tilt, but it's okay. He wanted to get the confirm instead into that back air, and Niatono with a 3-stock this game too.
I mean.
He's sad. He's like, I don't deserve it, man. I don't deserve it. But still, what a good sport. Niatono coming in with a strong showing. No surprise there whatsoever. Definitely very tough, especially with the way that game 1 started out with the unfortunate Joel Gimp.
Yep. And just, in the second game, just Niatono, not giving really Q a chance to play the game. Almost avoiding all his overreaching grab attempts there.
Yeah, got to be careful when you're trying to. You have to think about the risk and reward at the same time, And it seemed as if he was just getting a little anxious and trying to get the grab. I mean, he did it a few times. He did it twice, I believe, and he did get about 1 or 2 conversions off of it. But is it really worth it compared to the amount of damage output that Niatono was putting on him? And not even being able to take a stock definitely could be tough. Sometimes you just want to hold shield, and even with ZSS, if we're going to try to overextend, you got that boost kick, or I like the way he was using flip kick to get out of the ledge.
Yes.
And, trying to maintain stage control, but at that point, it was just, the lead was definitely gone.
Yeah. And, at that point, when the lead is so big, you're just like, not like this, at least just get something. So you start going for the more desperate, risky options.
Yep.
Okay, up next, it looks like we have Atelier versus Muniking here. PNG's very own Atelier, of course, a force in Smash 4, also a force now here in Ultimate.
Yeah, Atelier using Pokemon Trainer, which is actually, we have yet to see a Pokemon Trainer in the entirety of my blocks. At least I have not seen a Pokemon Trainer just yet. We've seen DDD, Lucario, had Kirby earlier on today. Crazy. We had a few of the Miis too, Sword Fighter, Mii Gunner, but of course one of the characters that was really strong in the beginning of Ultimate, had some strong showcases from Pape, had Leffen out there as well as Pandarian, repping up Pokemon Trainer, and now not so much representation, despite Pape still doing really good last weekend. I feel like I've seen Pokemon Trainers dwindled as time has passed. So,
and I believe Hikaru has also been messing with Pokemon Trainer as well from time to time.
Okay.
And I also want to talk about Muniking here, who plays the Shoto characters Ryu and Ken. Of course, we are in shortage of Ryu and Ken, so it definitely will be a sight to see. Of course, their inputs, the way that they work, and they're always facing the opponent. It's a little bit different if you're used to traditional Smash.
Yeah, yesterday there was a ditto between Ken and Ryu going on.
Yep.
We were wondering what game we were watching right here. It started out on Final Destination and everything. I'm like, I don't know if this is on purpose. Or
that's hype.
Is this a Street Fighter players? Like, they snuck their way into the Smash bracket. Of course, free to enter with over 3,000 entrances. It's been absolutely insane. Of course, with the slight chance where we got a lot of DQs at the same time because, work week and all that stuff. Definitely difficult to try to take time off, but still so many entrances nonetheless that were able to show up here for Ultimate at EVO Japan 2020, guys.
With those 3,000 entrants, and speaking of Street Fighter, we actually saw Kazunoko here yesterday, and a lot of the top fighting game players have been playing Smash Brothers, and they actually had an invitational tournament for just those other professional FG players that they had a gathering. Goichi, Momochi, for example. And what's really interesting, you have to watch Momochi. That man is playing Street Fighter when he plays Smash.
That's actually fantastic.
Yeah.
I actually really like that idea. I feel like that we should actually implement that like across the board with other players. Like a lot of the other top players, just sit down, have a Smash Invitational with just those players and see how they would play the game.
I mean, and this is such a great chance. It's just, sometimes when I see these type of events, especially EVO, I don't want to say it's a shame, but I would like to see a little bit more cross-pollination. A lot of people trying out the other FG games. We have like Unist, for example. I mean, there's some great fighting games out there, and we got a lot of people trying out Smash Brothers, a very accessible game, but we also have very new games coming out very, very soon that are also accessible FGs, and I encourage everyone to give other games a chance too. Even though Smash Brothers is very, very fun and it's quite different, but the other FGs can be just as fun.
Yeah, fundamentals do transfer over as well. Just the classic FG rules, that rule of thumb that you want to keep in mind. It's just quite interesting. And of course, players don't want to get their inputs messed up either, so having to keep that in mind. And we are sticking with the Pokemon trainer. I do know that Adelier had other characters in his pocket, such as Wolf. I know he was a strong contender with Zachary when he was playing Wolf, I guess, at the beginning of the game. I do know that he also has a Joker, but no, we do have the Pokemon trainer on board. And as you mentioned, Munikin playing the Shotos, playing Ken.
And I think right now he's probably considered one of the better Ryu or Ken players. Of course, we have Takeda.
Yes.
Takeda sticking to the Shoto characters as well. But right now, we're going to check out what Munikin has to offer. And he's actually taking a set off of Shuton.
Okay.
And I just feel like that's just such a difficult match for, a Shoto character. Of course, they have the Fireball, but up against a beast like Olimar, having the range with the Pikmins must have, oh, man.
When you don't have any fear, you don't have any fear. Just land on them with like focus.
Yeah, no, of course, just focus.
You gotta go through those single hits. Try to use a focus horizontal movement to be able to put yourself in a way better position too.
Yeah, and tank the hits as well. Maybe with a purple Pikmin going your way, just tank the hit with the focus. But it's just the characters like this. I have to give props to the players. It's so busy. You have to manage so many things, and of course, I feel like the inputs are just so difficult on the GameCube controller.
Yeah, definitely different at the same time, but at least try to stay to its uniqueness that from the in the iterations that they're from, trying to keep the way that you would have to move the analog stick too. Yeah,
exactly. Get the true Shoryuken, the true Hadokens.
Just doing we'd have a double hand warmer, basically trying out his controls to make sure nothing's wrong.
I mean, with the Shoto character,
you have to.
You gotta make sure that your controller's in check. Yep.
And interesting with the Pro Controller too, it's not the first time I actually heard that Pro Controllers can really help out Shoto players. Something with the controls just being easier to do the circle, the quarter circle inputs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've heard that before. I personally don't play with a Pro Controller, so, but I have heard that in the past, the Pro Controllers, at least for the Switch, has gotten a lot better and sometimes easier for some players to not mess up their inputs.
Yeah, I think also with the GameCube controllers, the edges are kind of jagged a little bit, right? They have the small cut-ins there, and it might be a little bit smoother for the Pro Controller. Of course, there's other shortcuts that you can use as well to shorten the inputs or make them a little bit easier. But I trust the Shoto players, the mains there. If they say that the Pro Controller might be a little bit easier here. Of course, we're going to get Pokemon Trainer maybe for the first time on stream.
Yeah, I mean, so far, I have not seen one in tournament, but I also haven't been commentating for a straight 12 hours, so.
Oh, no, thank you. I like Smash, but commentate for 12 hours straight. Thank goodness for production here, making sure they have our backs.
Yeah, shout out to the crew, of course. Here we go, guys. Game 1, starting it off on PS2.
Pokemon Trainer versus just the actual trainer here at Pokemon Stadium.
Already starting the low profile from the Hadouken.
We're definitely playing Street Fighter here.
Here we go, starting up.
Okay, Squirtle, a very good choice for just the opening game. Really quick, that side B, so tricky as well. Able to get in there with the strings and get that quick percent. And might as well at low percent just stick to Squirtle. Then we might see the Ivysaur later on when they need that kind of mid-range game. More at the high percents.
Yeah, something very common that we've seen. Jumping out of that situation, going for the high recovery to try to use the active hitbox to hit Munikin. There's the Ivysaur that you were mentioning now at mid-percent coming through.
I'm liking the use of these strings here and mixing up the strings from Munikin to see if they would drop shield. And so far, it's worked a couple times.
Yeah, now switching to the Charizard to not only get back. Oh, that was such a scary situation, but the Shoryuken coming through. Charizard, big boy, good option to switch here. Not only to tank the hits, but also to maintain his survivability.
And that back air so incredibly strong. And of course, that close, I think that was definitely the stock there. Oh, but you're not getting out of that one.
Yeah, switching immediately back to Squirtle, coming from that Heaven platform. I like the patience. Is going to tank that down smash, though. Does that rising down air.
Here we go. The strings I was talking about right into the re-grab. Going to be able to follow this up.
Oh,
yes.
Wow, the low profile to avoid getting hit by that back air, too.
we saw the trade there, but it was just Squirtle just so fast, able to recover and go in for another beating there. 93% already on Muniking.
Goes for that rising nair by the ledge. Gets hit by the Hadouken though.
Has to watch out for the Razor Leaves, but the dunk! Wait, are we gonna? No.
The attempt was there, but unfortunately the reaction was a little too late right there. Munikin with the perfect spacing on that spike, sending Atelier to his doom.
Yeah, I really like that switch there, just so Squirtle would come out first, and immediately. That's a little bit, you know, knowing maybe it's over, just, you know what, I'm just gonna switch there. All right, Muniking showing the explosive power of Ken here.
Oh wow, following him all the way to the ledge, knowing he wanted to go roll behind and having to switch a charger to recover, still manages to do it, and that's exactly why we saw him switch before, to try to see if he could at least extend that charger recovery to survive, but here we go.
Good timing on the switch there as well to avoid the pressure from Ken. Return to the ledge. Oh no, the re-grab.
Not gonna get punished for it though, does get, but he still manages to get the up air. I like the patience right there too. You know, that down air is still pretty big. Of course, not as big as it used to be, but going through that platform.
Man, these platforms really helping out Atelier here. Just with the drop down, the quick drop options. Able to tack on some, prevent the Shoryuken. It doesn't connect there. Getting a little bit antsy, did not confirm it.
Does not, but look at this pressure coming in from Atelier. Not going to get that up air, but still continues seeing the pressure. The double, triple backer. Let me see a quadruple. Almost getting that Vine Whip, keeping Munikin off stage. Oh, wow. The missed time, though, on the down air. Honestly, Munikin with the perfectly timed Shoryuken managing to come back to the stage.
We had a couple of down tilt confirms there, but not able to completely confirm with the Shoryuken. It could end at any moment here. Impressive Atelier to catch up all the way back to 113% here.
We're truly playing Street Fighter here with the parries. Another parry, having to be careful.
But that barefoot from Ken, going to be able to close it out just barely, though, edging it over Atelier. Munikin with the Ken.
Yeah, Munikin getting that triple parry on the Razor Leaf to close in that distance before closing out that stock. I mean, despite that mess that was happening off stage on the left side, it was a very scary situation between almost getting hit by the down air and having to rely on the Shoryuken as the active hitbox to make his way come through to get back on the ledge. Still keeping his cool.
I really like the attempt from Atelier to try to gimp Ken off the stage. I mean, that Ivysaur's, you know, down air off the stage, that thing is ridiculous. The hitbox, gigantic. So I really like the attempt here. Maybe we'll get it this time. Both players going back to their mains. Going right back to Pokemon Stadium as well. Home stage advantage here.
With the duck, another low profile to avoid the Hadouken. Very similar to what we saw the opening of game 1. Well, taking so much damage. The call out on the jump right there.
Nice use of the down tilt. Also, very quick move, stuffing out the approach from Atelier. Squirtle just so fast. Here we go, the Hadouken spacing it out underneath the platform. Make sure Ken approach from the air, but here comes the strings. Oh, these strings. 56%.
Just like that, Squirtle racking up so much damage, doing what he does best, keeping him off the stage. Sees barrage of nairs too. Trying to go for that rising down air.
And you know, whenever the bows start coming out from Ken, you know you got to watch it, trying to confirm for that Shoryuken just for the huge damage. Again, nice low profile, but that forward air does not reach him. Oh, but here comes a jab block.
Quite unfortunate too, because he had teched the first attempt on that jab block, but then set him up for the second jab block, and this time actually able to confirm it to it. But that down air, where are you going?
Answering it right back with that down air. You're not ahead yet. Gonna keep this an honest game.
Always on his toes right here. Switching to the Charizard at early percent. No, never mind. Going to keep the Squirtle going, especially with these combos that he's been racking up on Munikin.
Okay, just trying to space each other out here. Bear might be a little bit more difficult for Ken to get in. Oh, but he's got the big damage confirmed there. 56.
Goes for the double jump to try to land on the platform. Moonikin not having it, contesting him right away, but the Pokemon switch allowing him to avoid that attempt on the back air, but finding himself getting juggled, finally getting back onto the stage, though.
I really like the attempt there, the down tilt, just to hurry up and confirm it, but not quick enough. Ivysaur able to get away with the neutral air to get back on stage. Aggressive option, but Razor Leaf's the wrong way. You're going to eat a stock for that. Oh. Unfortunate there.
Yeah, now on his last stock here, keeping the Squirtle going, having him off stage, and knowing that he wanted to go for the Tatsu, immediately switches to the Ivy. Oh, gets the last hit of the back air, but not going to be enough. Still gets the down air, not going to be able to get the up air followed up.
But here comes the Charizard, the big body, the big hit. Nice, going right underneath Charizard to be able to get back on the stage safely.
Yeah, having switched to the Ivy to try to close out the stock right away. Not going to get the Vine Whip.
Oh, still not getting that as well. Waiting for the tech, it seems like. Neutralizing the Hadouken with the Razor Leaf. Seeing a lot of that option. Nice down tilt just to put him back at the ledge. Charizard neutral air covering those options.
Oh, like the patience, waiting for him to approach, hitting his shield and doing the up B out of shield right away. Getting that stock because of it. Now switching back to the Squirtle.
Now Moonikin is going to have to be extremely careful here. If he allows Squirtle to get in once, we're going to see 50%. Basically making the game completely even here. Such a small character as well, going to have to rely on those aerials. And of course the down tilt. You saw it there, the panic down tilts.
Yeah, gets the up B though, right out of the grab. Of course, Squirtle being really good to deal with the Hadouken, especially because he could low profile.
Oh no!
Oh, the regrab. Is that going to cost him game? Yes, it is! Oh my, just because he had regrabbed. Wow.
I'm not sure if that was just the amount of time where he slipped or just accidentally pressed down on his controller.
I think he accidentally, I don't think he wanted to do that.
No, it didn't seem like that.
Quite unfortunate, but capitalizing off of his mistake.
I mean, a W is a W. You got to take those.
Absolutely.
But both players keeping it quite even. It's just due to that unfortunate SD there. He's going to have to play one more round here. But, of course, it doesn't look like we're going to go back to Pokemon Stadium, picking the ban. Where is Moonikin going to take us next? And I really liked how he played that last Squirtle match there. You know, it was Atelier every time getting in, but Moonikin was definitely playing a lot more slow that time instead of just trying to go in.
Honestly, his down throw follow-ups being, I believe his down throw being the main combo throw that he likes to start off his combos with, especially, you know, either dash forward into the short hop down air or even dash forward to short hop up air. We're seeing him really take advantage of the up B as well, putting him in putting his opponent off stage into a pretty bad position, but at least having him rack up a good amount of damage at the same time.
And it looks like we're going to go right back to Pokemon Stadium here.
Right, to see that Squirtle gameplay that you were talking about, that auto turnaround, getting him clipped by the down tilt, taking already so much damage.
Answer with a combo of his own, already trying to go for that down air. I respect it.
Yeah, out of there though, actually DIing away, knowing way better than DI in. Oh, but
watch the bows!
Wow, the beat too. He knew, he waited. He waited purposely to see what he was going to do, and that air dodge in, giving him way more than enough time to react.
And just the game plan of that sequence there. Good stuff to Moonikin, but of course, Atelier able to get back on the stage, already racking up that percent with the neutral air here. Could play a little bit more of that mid-range game thanks to those vines.
Yeah, he's spacing too on the backer, but unfortunately he does throw out the Razor Leaf in the wrong direction again. Not going to get punished as hard as he did the last game though. Slaps him away with that Vine Whip.
What are we going to see here? Are we going to see the bows coming out? No, we got to be careful of that neutral air, but he gets punished with a quick Shoryuken on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the attempt trying to cross up Ken, though. Impossible, you know? You have that auto turnaround. It's not like it's do much other than pull the trigger on the Shoryuken.
All right, had to take a little bit of damage to make the quick shift there to Squirtle. I'm seeing a lot of dash backs now just to create that extra distance. Watch out.
Ooh. Jumping right on top of that Hadouken, switching back to the Ivysaur. Not going to be able to get the edge guard, though.
You see, again, he goes for the aggressive option there with the neutral air.
Well, I like the empty hop. You saw him trying to go for the grab. Still manages to get it, even though he whiffed the first time. And the double vine whip.
Such long range on that. Quite deceiving, too.
Yeah, covers a good amount of space, preventing him from getting back up to the stage and having to finish that stock right away.
Both players with 2 stocks here. Of course, Squirtle's sitting at 80%, but that might be it because Squirtle's so light. Oh, no. Of course, he wanted that percent. The chains.
And out of the down tilt, too. Definitely really tough right there. And now having to switch with the Ivysaur.
You definitely did not want that so early, too, just with the Squirtle there. Would have been any other one, maybe could have survived.
Well, I like the patience right there. Gets the Vine Whip. Having to find his opportunity right here, but unfortunately not pulling the trigger on trying to go for the down air attempt.
Getting a lot of mileage here from these mid-range attacks. Okay, gets another chance.
Oh, but the weight right there, and that was, I believe, the first focus I've actually seen from Munikin.
I really like the attempt. Be careful, that down tilt was coming out.
He is at 151 too. He needs to find his oh. No, he actually didn't turn around. That was insane. Overcommitting to the forward smash, but the up smash at least being able to take it. Munikin on his last stock, meeting with Atler.
Okay, gonna have to play this one patiently. Does not want a repeat of that last stock. I'm liking it, using the rolls to get away, but the Tatsumaki closing the distance, adding a little bit of extra percent. Watch out, that's how you got spiked the last time. Goes for the ledge jump anyway.
Ooh, having to find his way back. Still getting hit by these down tilts. This is exactly what he wants. He knows that he's gonna dash back. Oh, but the get up attack, he's not gonna get punished.
Nice air dodge there, not feeling confident, doesn't go for the Shoryuken, 98%, has to switch to Ivysaur, just needs a little bit more meat on them bones.
Munikin just absolutely dominating in this stock, not even taking a percent yet. Oh, you see, he didn't try to cross him up at that time around, he knew that he just wanted to actually glide back. Having to rely on the charge and recover to get back here on the ledge, avoiding that Shoryuken. How much damage will he take for that? Only 26. Not gonna be enough, I mean, here we have Atler standing at 160, the back air coming through, that is definitely going to be it.
And Munikin popping off, and rightly so, taking it over at Tillier. What a game.
That was incredibly close.
Yeah, just the adaptation from Munikin, especially against Squirtle. That's where he was taking the most damage. Every single stock around 60% to 80% just because of Squirtle. But once he learned how to play against that Squirtle, it was over.
Yeah, it's honestly just because I say that, it's just because not just the percent differences, but the way that he was starting to adapt. Munikin was just absolutely dominating in the stage. We're on his last stock, not giving Atler the opportunity to even land. And although he did find his footing around the end, it was too late at that point. He was at 160%. Not even Charizard, the big boy, could help you out there.
Exactly. That was a great match. Atelier versus Munikin. Of course, Atelier dropping down to the loser's bracket, but Munikin moving on. Guys, there's going to be a lot more Super Smash Bros. Ultimate coming up right after a short break. See you guys very soon.